Good evening and welcome to tonight's episode of Break Even Sports, the show where we go over all of our non-topics that we don't bring up during the DHC shows. So that means a lot of our soccer talk is here, a lot of our FCS football talk here, sort of maybe some hockey, Formula One if it's in season. So thank you for joining us. So tonight I am joined by four lovely people. I've got Patrick, Ed, and Don. Oh, wait a minute, that's not Donnie. Hold on, let me check my notes.
Donnie! What, Donnie?
That's right. We have Flobo Boyce with us today.
What's up?
How are you doing?
Man, I can't complain. Thanks so much for having me on the show. I know last week your people tried to call my people, but I was flying over the European continent. But we're here today, baby.
You're right.
You know you're big when you got agents and you got people to handle your business stateside.
Right. It's all AI, but it counts.
It counts, baby.
I just hope no one had to pay any roaming charges. That's all. I mean,
I'm not looking at my bill at all. Not even looking at it.
What up, Polly?
What's up, Polly?
We got a good number of people that show up there on during this week that are fans of during our this show. So you'll enjoy this one, man. It's fun.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be honest with you guys for a minute.
I like
really
honesty.
Kind of an abbreviated week because there's no FCS.
No.
There's championship games coming up, and usually by now I would go on my crash out about Bundesliga 2, but
correct.
They're on winter break. So what I'm trying to basically get across is Donnie's not here because Crystal Palace lost badly.
Got their ass handed to them. Yeah. Those Spurs, baby.
Wow, Ed. It's like that.
Oh yeah, dude. You know how long I've been waiting to say that because listen, I'm a Spurs, fan.
Someone's got to be, yeah.
Somebody's got to be. I took that mantle on that one, so it's okay. I'll do it. Yeah. And then, of course, Donnie goes and becomes a Crystal Palace fan, and he's like, well, they're all of a sudden they're doing so good. And I'm like, we needed to bring him down a couple of notches. And I'm glad that it was my Spurs who are in 11th place on the table. So there you go. I feel good about that.
Let's say we will dig in a little bit further in those games for a minute. But first, let's start off with our Premier League talk as I go over the match day setting. So first, we have to start with Friday with Manchester United beating Newcastle 1-0. Really, with this game, Manchester kind of had it pretty much set to begin with because Newcastle on the road is always a mixed bag. They're one of the worst away teams. I don't know if they are the worst, but they're definitely one of the worst. So, Patrick, I apologize for Man U winning as usual.
The usual.
Yeah, but I can't say anything. It was actually a decent performance from them, and Ruben Amorim is finally starting to get a little bit of a run out of this side. So, I mean, he's needed time to kind of put his imprint on the side, and he's started to do it. You're starting to see a little bit of what he wants to do. So they were worth their 3 points.
Phil, there was a show this morning. Yes, you should have heard us because we were talking. Our deranged friend who believes in Clemson no matter what was talking Clemson football. But you know how this goes, man.
A lot of swearing in that one. That had the explicit rating. Like
it really did. And it wasn't mostly from me. It was actually, for the first time, it was actually from Donnie, which was very surprising. My virgin ears here. I was like, oh, so much swearing. Yeah. I can't take this.
Yeah, yours was more, I apologize for my language, and then you continued with your rant.
Correct. His is just straight up, like, I'm just going to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I get it. I understand it. He was very upset about, his Clemson football playing an absolute dog shit of a game at his favorite baseball team stadium, which was, it's a double whammy for Donnie.
Double whammy for Donnie, but honestly, it was pretty good to watch for me. And I picked Clemson, so I mean,
why was it good for you, my friend? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes you have to knock him down a few pegs because he's bragging a lot on the bowl picks that we did for Eric's team or for Zach's team. And I don't think he realizes I'm catching up right behind him.
True story.
Wait, is there a prize or something? I don't know.
There is a money prize involved, yes.
Oh, in that case.
So
How much is it?
I don't know. I Profits got that answer. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll tell you who's not catching up. This guy.
What up, Samoan? Watch, man? What up? What up?
Man, what's up, Boots?
Watchman, what's up?
What up, Big? Oh, look at this. Happy tonight. Look at Donnie commenting. He can't join us tonight, but at least he's saying happy tonight. Look at him. And hey, Mike, how that Steeler game feels to you, buddy? We'll talk about it tomorrow, Mike. Don't worry. I'm expecting.
Mike, I'm going to go with being a Chelsea supporter for, after that Villa game. Whew. Game of two halves.
Today, 1970. Yeah, Woody Hayes punches a Clemson player in the Gator Bowl. I did see that the two of you were talking about that on social media.
But Woody Hayes throwing a punch, that's just, can't you have more than one like this day with Woody Hayes?
I was just going to say, that's a Woody Hayes thing right there, baby. Still throwing up, and I will be there tomorrow night. My man, Mike. I'd rather be a Tottenham fan than a Steelers fan. There you go, Big.
Dang.
I don't know, man. That's Sophie's choice.
That is a tough choice. I mean,
yeah.
Do you want one trophy every 50 years or?
Whoa, slow down.
Whoa.
Well, actually, you know what? You're right, though, because the Steelers fan is the same thing, though. Like, you're only going to get a championship about how many years now?
Well, it's about the same. They're kind of comparable. If you think about it, they will always have a winning season, but then nothing to show for it.
Correct. They do have a lot of winning seasons. That they do.
We're not going to count.
Can you count finishing in 17th?
I mean, I was about to say, I was going to let that one.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I know they won Europa League, but can you really call finishing 17th in the table a winning season?
You didn't get relegated, so you won that.
Is that really a benchmark?
That is not a win,
of having like the least amount of points in the league history without getting relegated.
Is that more of a survival thing? Is that what we're saying? Is that more of a survival than
Big
winning?
Six, right? I thought it's supposed to be like understood that you're going to be in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dika needs to be unsuspended. It's not his fault. Oh, you know what, Polly?
That's a loaded comment.
Yes, but
Mm-hmm.
he's right.
Can I say something about that real quick? So I didn't really get a chance to talk about that on Tuesday.
Yeah.
After watching that little press conference that guy did, he 100% said whatever he said he didn't.
100% said it. And then on top of that, did you see what the thing I put about Jay Glazer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The security footage between the Seahawks security
and the Lions.
And the Lions security. Yeah.
Yeah. So they knew about the same guy.
Well, this guy is at the very least, this guy is attention grabbing. I mean, like if he really didn't want that to go to where it was, he's not going to have a whole press conference trying to deny the whole thing. That just tells me that there's something there, and he's trying to. It gives the appearance, at least, that he's trying to.
Okay, which one of you is this?
That is not me. That is not me.
Do I take my hat off now?
Yeah, you.
All right. I'm so glad you noticed.
Well, thank you very much.
Your last name isn't Munweiler, is it?
Oh my God.
No, Ed. This Vance person. The last name isn't Munweiler, is it?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
I'm trying to get all the looks tonight.
Well, Polly, yes, he's a racist, and no, he's not the victim because he also threw a punch, which he should know he shouldn't be doing. So, he kind of looks like Chauncey Billups. Look at him. You look like Chauncey.
That's the first time I got that one. That's me.
Really?
Yeah. I get like Demetrius a lot.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you. I can see that.
So also, the mention about how this show goes. Usually I will start with soccer and then we will devolve in like when we get through the first game, and then we're already going to be talking about other stuff. And this is usually what happens. Last time we were on movies because we looked up Patrick dropped a movie about GOAT, and then that devolves into 30 minutes about movies. So we're basically on track of what the show is usually like.
Yeah.
And this is not my show. Those two guys up there.
Yeah.
You know.
This guy's like, I'm in the podcast boundary. It wasn't my fault.
I'm just here.
Basically,
see,
he has
like,
it in his pyramid scheme.
There he
He
goes.
has
There
the
goes Alex.
DHC brand, and then he.
We're about to go down that rabbit hole again. I've been watching The Sopranos, so like, and there it goes. We're about to go down that rabbit hole of shows that we've been
I'm
watching.
trying hard not to right now. I'm trying so hard not to.
And Flobo also, like, if there's other sports, like, I don't know, cricket or other things that you want to get into, wrestling.
yeah.
I mean, that on this show, all that kind of stuff is game. So,
By the way, you know what?
you're our guest. So if there's anything you want to bring up too, feel free.
I got something to say about that. Just so you guys know about cricket, because last night I'm watching TV, right? So I'm trying to look for something to watch. So it's like almost 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I want, if there are any sports going on, I find cricket, okay, from New Zealand, okay, New Zealand cricket, and I'm very proud. I would like to give myself a little pat on the back. I was like, you know what? I think this is the T20 version, which ended up being. The problem with this is that the name of the league is hilarious. And I said to this person, yeah, is the Super Smash League in New Zealand. And this person goes, that sounds kind of made up, not gonna lie. And I go, LOL, it does. Then I go in a rabbit hole and I find out that it is the actual name of the league. It is called the Super Smash League, presented by KFC.
KFC makes it real. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a tether, right?
It's on
Absolutely.
ESPN, so anybody can watch it, by the way. It is there. It was true. And, this person goes, he was like, well, I'll be.
I mean, I was part of a Super Smash League once, but that was for Super Smash Brothers.
That's what I was going to say.
That's exactly what I was thinking when you said Super Smash League. I was like,
so we're not the only one who thought it was the Super Smash Brothers or anything like that. But no, it was actually that. It was hilarious, but it was true. Flobo, yes, we will be talking some wrestling because we got the man himself, Flobo. He was gonna. Yeah. I told him there's two things I wanted to talk about. Right. There's two things I wanted to talk about with him. I only wanted to talk about one. These two guys up there want to talk about the other one. So
I want to talk about why you hate wrestling so much, but that's besides the point.
I really want to dissect into this because when you're talking about Puerto Rico, you bring up Carlos Colon and all that. I'm like, okay, he's like.
Yeah,
there's a wrestling fan in there.
The birthplace of hardcore wrestling was the Isle of Puerto Rico, man.
So I brought up, because I brought up Abdullah the Butcher, who used to come down to Puerto Rico all the time to fight, and then he used to fight Carlitos Colon all the time, and Carlitos Colon, his forehead used to look like hamburger meat.
Yeah,
every time he was done with that fight.
Yeah. And then his two sons, there's Carlito because that's cool, and
Primo and Epico,
yep. Primo, yep. And then Carlito and Primo teaming up. So, I want to know. I want to know about this hate for wrestling too. I mean,
I don't have a hate for wrestling.
Sounds like you have a hate though, because you're like, these guys over here are going to talk about this. I'm going to be over here though. Like,
I'm just going to be chilling over here.
Wow, I mean, dang. I mean, it's only one of the biggest sports.
Can I just go just stay like this the whole time?
I told you to get a newspaper, Ed. You can.
There was no newspaper, dude. I look for one. I look for one everywhere.
Be serious?
They don't exist around here.
It's a true story. My dad gets the paper, and it's truly the dude at this newsstand has it underneath like the counter for him only. He's like, here you go.
I looked everywhere. I was like, there has to be. I even went to Wally World, and there was none there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like Walmart.
What, like newspapers?
Newspapers, yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of the major papers now are. I know in Atlanta, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution is suspending. They're no longer going to be printing as of January 1st. So it's going to be digital only. So we have some local papers that are still printing, but I don't know how much longer that's going to keep going on.
Yeah. So everything is going digital. So I really was trying my absolute darnest. I went a couple of around me today, and I couldn't find one. I tried. So I figured the next best thing was,
Yes, a file folder. That's
a file folder.
Wow.
Oh, I can also pull up this one. How's this? How about this? How about this magazine? Hold on. I Could also pull this one.
You know what? That tracks for you.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
This is from the 70s, brother. This is the Scholastic Book service from from the 70s, the Star Wars when they fully came out. The movie came out. So there's that.
I mean, we can talk about Star Wars and wrestling. I mean, I just saw some of the world-class championship wrestling old Star Wars matches. I mean, we can talk about that. We can talk about Kerry Von Erich against, Ric Flair.
There we go.
What?
Throwback.
Yeah.
You guys have fun with that. I want to be standing right here watching.
Okay, but is it okay? Let's talk about this. I know we have so much to talk about, but is it because you felt it was something that was for kids that you outgrew? Is it because that it's fake? Is it because there's no characters to identify with? Like what? Give me some.
So you and me, we have had this conversation before. Like we both know. Yes, we have. When you came on my podcast, we did have this discussion. Thank you very much. Right? Listen, I'm not against wrestling. I'm not. You know what? They are an absolute. They're super athletes. These guys are on the best shape of their lives. They do some things that I'm never gonna even come close to doing. I'll give them that. I used to watch it in college, right next to Dragon Ball Z. Okay, I used to watch Dragon Ball. Yeah, what? Say something now.
I'm not saying a thing. I just didn't see you. I thought you were the guy making fun of people watching Dragon Ball.
No, man, I was in college.
I mean, I'm more of a One Piece fan, but sure, yeah.
Oh, no, 35,000 episodes.
Here we go. See, this is what I'm saying, right? And so I used to watch it. I don't know. I just lost interest, to be honest with you, because once I was out of college, I stopped watching it, and I just concentrated on sports, and it just from there it just took off. Nothing against it. You guys, listen. I know Virgil watches it all the time. I know he does. There are days when we're on Tuesdays or Thursdays that we're watching he's watching TV because all you see is this the whole time. And
not on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That usually because Oklahoma State or Doug Gottlieb is playing.
Oh, okay, but see, so he's watching it. It's okay. Listen, I don't hate on anybody watching it because we follow each other on TikTok, and I always listen to your takes when you're on, when you put your shows on there. I got you, homie. I got you, Flobo. I see you.
I just figure you're a sports journalist. These things are having these big ass contracts, doing these shows worldwide, that you would be tapped in, not for like the storylines now, but more of like the I'm a sports journalist inside. That's all it was. I didn't try to come at you, name.
So here's the thing. Also, I don't care. I don't have to follow everything. That's why I have these gentlemen that will, help me follow these things.
Yeah.
Okay,
they are experts for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I got
you're right.
to worry about. I got a lot on my plate, my friend. I can't follow everything.
No, I saw it. Yeah, for sure. You got two. Well, at least two, maybe more brands.
Yeah.
And if Donnie would be here, Donnie would say, Virgil and Patrick have a lot of time on their hands. And so they have plenty of things.
And why is that we would have too much time on our hands?
I don't know. I couldn't say anything about that. He's the one that would say it, not me. I would never say such a thing. God.
Listen, all I know is after my beautiful segment of soccer teams that scored more points than Texas A&M over the weekend, I believe I was called out for not having a life.
By the way, it was a great presentation. Can I say that?
Oh, absolutely.
Great presentation.
I'm sad that I missed it.
It was really good. Hold on a second. I said, whoa, from Donnie.
Yeah. The rich people always have something to say about it.
Flo, how do you feel about that? Pro wrestling is soap opera for guys.
I've typically disliked the comparison, but it helps people to understand it. So like if you think, okay, soap operas are these giant like story like things, and you have the sweeping villain versus hero thing, and it makes you understand it, cool. But to me, structurally, it's not the same. The difference being is that soap operas are designed to have storylines that are ongoing, whereas wrestling may have that, but they ultimately revolve around combat. So I would say as a fictional medium, they're closer to comic books because superheroes eventually fight, whether you like to or not. But again, I've learned enough. It doesn't make sense to fight people when they go soap opera for dudes. It's like, because then what if you're a woman? You can't watch wrestling? No, you can.
Right.
I don't know. This is tough.
But I would also say soap operas have long-term storylines that producers put into place, regardless of what the fan the fan input is. And I do believe when done well, wrestling can have fan reaction, can swerve the perceived storyline or the direction that a show takes because of I know what you mean, but it has the potential to change direction. So I mean, you can argue some companies do it at certain times, other times they don't. It's a matter of opinion on the product, I would say. But I would say that's a difference with soap operas as well, is that the role that a fan can play in those like in shows and events.
I mean, he ain't wrong on this comment. Telenovelas have more slapping than wrestling. That's just a fact. Okay.
You know, when I was a kid, we had to watch telenovelas for class and come to class and describe what we saw, like a Spanish rich. And there was one classic one now, but at the time it was new. It was called Maria del Barrio. And a lot of screaming, a lot of stabbing, a lot of slapping. And imagine going to class the next day and be like, well,
see what happened was.
And then someone screamed and then
and someone got slapped and stabbed at the same time.
It was crazy. Then that Talia came out. It was
until I see a soap opera with a cage match, I will go with the comic book.
Oh, snap. That'd be kind of cool.
I'll go with the comic book analogy.
You know what, though? I think that because I used to be one of them. Full disclosure, I used to be one to be like, "Hey, soap operas for men," but I do like better the analogy for comic books over the soap opera. I can understand that. I really do. Wrestling is entertaining for girls. I used to freelance and with Eastern Basketball and Knicks running for Clyde Fraser and still WE and WCW stand. Hot dog.
That's cool.
All right, Kayla, go ahead.
Yeah.
I like that. From English soccer to Mongolian pickleball, it's all covered on Kirkman Media. Hey, man, we cover everything, baby. All right.
We're not too good to cover anything. We may not always know all the details of everything, but we're certainly open to learning more about it too. I mean, everything's available for conversation.
Absolutely. Was AEW bloody or what? And Mercedes tension was funny.
Yeah. If you guys saw World's End this past weekend, I felt like this year was so critical for AEW as a brand. Not to say that it was like, okay, yeah, you have the fresh new novelty stuff wearing off. It was kind of weird for a while. Now you have your toys. How are you going to make it happen? I think AEW's on the way back. I don't think they kind of have like the wattage they want, but it was a solid show. Long, of course, but it was a solid show top to bottom.
I can't get into AEW anymore.
Anymore?
I've tried.
Christian Cage, baby.
I liked Christian Cage, but to me, when Hangman won the title again, I was like, it did nothing for me.
Fair.
I don't know if it was just because I'm not buying the characters anymore. Like, I feel like they haven't made anybody new.
You know, the problem is, and this is my warm take. I was going to say it's a hot take, but it's not a hot take anymore. It's their presentation. Excalibur is in over his head. Week in and week out. He cannot build characters. You could just tell me what the move was called in Japan, and that was cool 5 years ago, but now you need someone to help build stuff. And why did anyone allow Don Callis to talk every single week? Fix that. And then half your problems will be gone.
Yeah, that should not be. Like, that family's way too big.
Yeah. Yo, Ed, your family's way too big. I was like, whoa.
And Don Callis is the same character that he was 20 years ago.
Oh, I was kidding. Dang.
No, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah, but for me, Don Callis is the same character he was 20 plus years ago. I mean, he hasn't really changed. And I don't mean that he's not good on the mic when he has it, but he says too much of the same stuff all the time. And the Don Callis family's been stale for, months at least.
No,
I mean, almost years, but and I'm not convinced by some of the people there. And I agree with Virgil. It's just too big. It's just gotten it. I mean, I hate to even compare it to like NWO, but there was a time when NWO got too big. I mean, it's just, hey, for life. But but there was a time when it got too big, and you're like, you started to understand. It was hard to understand the significance of why did someone join the faction. There needs to be a reason for why someone joins a faction, and sometimes it's just because they don't know what else to do with them, and it's like, oh, we'll just throw them in a group and see what happens and hope we
Yeah.
catch lightning in a bottle.
Right. I think wrestling in general is suffering from too many factions and too many groups with a reduction. But the Don Callis family specifically, I can't imagine in universe, if wrestling were real, why would Tony Khan allow a manager to get mic time every week? Is it like a financial thing? Does he owe him something? And that's never addressed. So he comes out, and then you have Excalibur, who still wants to be the smartest guy in the room, telling me what a top rope superseda is for that was once used when Antonio Inoki had black hair instead of gray. And you're like, dude, what are we doing? Are you trying to impress yourself? Or are you going to understand that your job is to build these stars? And that is going to be a critical problem. And then when he's not there, Excalibur, when he's not there, and it's Riccoboni there or Nigel McGuinness, it is a different show altogether. Collision is actually a better show if you can catch it. It's a moving target. You know what I mean? It's a better show. Yeah, it changes every week, man.
Yeah.
So.
No, and also about Callis always being on the mic. That doesn't allow your characters to build. There's only so much that you can build up characters unless they get mic time. I mean, like if for them to build characters, they need to be on the mic. It doesn't need to be only Don Callis. Usually all that means is that the other people can't hold their own on the mic. So you have to throw Don Callis on it.
That is my biggest problem right now with Callis family. There are talkers in that group that do not need a manager.
True.
Fletcher does not need a manager. In my opinion, I think he's probably one of the biggest gripes I had is I feel like they were not building stars at the time. Because I felt like you go 5 years ago, who was at the top, you go now, it's kind of the same people.
Mm-hmm.
You have your occasional MJF run, you have UF Page, Omega, of course, if he's going to be, I don't know if he's being held by duct tape anymore, what's going on, but I mean, I feel like he's got to be winding down soon. Yeah. Samoa Joe is always going to be a stable, going to be your main guy there. But really, for me, I got so into it when Swerve won because it was like, it was new, it was fresh. And I gave it a shot. Did it go well? No, it did not. So I mean,
someone
it
disappeared
in because it was new.
But
even now, I feel like that's watered down, and it's like there's not really. I want to be pulled back in so badly, but there's not a wrestler that is doing that for me.
Yeah, I hear you, and that's stories for sure, but that's definitely the stakes. Look, I'm still maintaining it's commentary's job, and Shivani is good, but you can't bring up one of the greatest play-by-plays and say, "Hey, you're going to be the third man in the booth." Like you're wasting your time there, and so I think that needs to be redone because you haven't given me reason to care.
But I hit a nerve or something about Swerve.
He's trash, man. Like
you don't like him, really?
I get it. Like he's not a homegrown talent, but he's the closest thing to it, right? He came up, he put on pounds of muscle, and he had Prince Nana's great, but I don't understand who Swerve is, and you're telling me it's his house, but his house burned down. Okay,
I get that.
He was a champion, but he was very beatable. And then when he was beatable, he went right down to the bottom of the card. It wasn't like let me get my rematch. It was like, no, Swerve, welcome back to AEW Dynamite. Swerve's opening the show against Powerhouse Hop. You went back to 8:05 p.m. And it was like, okay, so he wasn't even important. What are we doing? This is the Miz run with a black dude. No offense to anyone.
Listen,
but that's an apt comparison, though. I can see exactly what you're talking about with that.
Mm-hmm.
Just put the title on Joe.
They should have.
They just leave it on Joe. That's all. Yeah. I mean, because at least for that one, I feel like he will build up somebody. Yeah. Because there are two wrestlers right now that I thought were going to be a lot high. One of them I thought was going to be a champion by now, and that's Powerhouse Hobbs.
Right.
And because he's got the build, he's got the look. I think dude can talk. And I just don't feel like that's what's going to happen now. I feel like it's just, I'm not going to say his time has passed, but he's got to break away from Joe at some point.
True. Yeah. And if you want to talk about homegrown talents that had an opportunity, and I get to go back to like 2022, Wardlow, hottest man in the company, could have had the championship for years and then got his hair cut by Joe, and that was a wrap. It was like, I don't give her. You know what I mean?
It was I was going to bring up Wardlow. That was a really big opportunity missed because he was going to be like the hot free agent if he ever, if he was ever available, because, and then it's all about storytelling. And if you don't handle it the right way, it can go south very quickly. And with Wardlow, it did. And then it got to a point where he was off TV because they're like, they don't know what to do with him. Right. Then they tried to repackage him a couple of times and it didn't work. And he's just been kind of sitting out there, and they brought him back as a heel when he was really a hot baby face back in 2022. And now you don't hear anything about him.
Exactly. And it's a shame.
I legit forgot about him until you mentioned his name. Like I'm that's not even a bit. I am dead serious.
Well, he did the Symphony of Power Bombs.
Yes.
He always had that symphony. Yeah. He always had that symphony going on. And they were doing a really good job. I loved the storyline where he was with MJF and then he broke away. I mean, that was a good storyline building, and you knew it was going to happen at some point, and then they did it. And then after that, it was like the momentum just left, and it's not now. Where is he? I guess he's still with AEW, but he's sort of an afterthought.
Right.
And see, I remember that because when I was AEW came to Huntsville when Cody was still there, and they had the MJF Cody, the 10 straps, and Wardlow was being there. You could already sense the tension between the two at that point, Wardlow and MJF. It's like, that's going to be huge when that happens. And it did happen. And then they didn't capitalize on it. I don't know if how much of that was probably him from, I forgot if he got injured or not, possibly could be the reason why. His injuries are also a part of it for some people.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but the fact that no one was saying, hey, where's Wardlow is another issue altogether. But I think it's a small upturn. I mean, AEW has still have a lot way to go. I think they need to get themselves in more unique venues because, like, of course, the smaller venues are kind of working for them, but TNA is kind of making them look kind of weird right now. But for what it's worth, I think 25 was a year upward as opposed to last year or the year before, where it was like, man, what happened?
Right. I completely agree. Yeah. What do you think of what they've done with Ricochet?
Ricochet is somebody that I thought WWE did a good job of taking blood from a stone. I will be fine. That was his career. The one and only. Superheroes are real. Vince loves his superheroes, I guess, Nikki ASH and all that. But as an individual performer, I think AEW was what he needed. And this is like the age-old analogy. Would you rather be a bench player on a world championship squad or be the face of a team in the mid-market? And I think AEW, not to say it is mid-market, but I think Ricochet had a chance to really do stuff. I don't like him in a group now. I think he should have still been solo. But I think when he was the whole stealing jackets and doing the that stuff was gold for him.
Well, I think he's done a lot better character work in AEW than what he ever did in WWE. And there's that could be because in WWE he wasn't allowed to portray those types of directions with his character work. But I do like seeing more of that side of him because what he can do in the ring is undeniable. I mean, he's a talented worker and he's a high flyer. I mean, he's got a body of work that'll back that up. But it's good to see a little bit of the character side of things too, and see him get to show some of what he can do on the mic as well.
And smart too. I mean, he's age 38 now, and so he's definitely slowing down, but he's found a way to adapt his moveset that doesn't look like touch a step back, which is good for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What is his ceiling at AEW? Do you see him as a possible champion, or where do you see him at?
It's hard to say because there's so many championships. Like, not to be funny, but it's like, oh, well, the Continental Classic is back. I thought it was unified. Then you had the international title that was unified, the unified title. Then you have the TNT. Like, sure, and he's a champion right now. He's the whatever champion. I forget what it's called. Anyway, point being, it's hard to say. But I could have seen him in a perennial number one contender situation where it's like, tonight it's going to be you versus Ricochet and have everyone think he has a chance to win. But AEW needs to get that cleared out too, because there's so many ways to hold gold in that company.
Yeah. But don't worry, the show will not end until we have a resolution to this match.
Oh, I hate that. Don't tell me about the overrun. This isn't 98 anymore.
I'm with you. Like it feels forced.
Yeah. We're going to go to the lens. That's over.
It's almost like trying to take a pot shot, but you're just making yourself look bad.
Because they were the only ones that did that. Like in the last 5 years, it was like, we're out of time. So, like, so dumb.
I mean, I kind of liked it because it did kind of for me. I had like a sense of realism that the match went over because these two guys hate each other. They would keep on beating each other up, so we end up losing time. We end up going over time.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
it worked in the '90s. I thought like
it worked in the '90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a problem with them going over. I mean, I don't. That's not the point. I think just trying to like make such a big point of it every single week because like it felt like there was no novelty on it anymore. It felt like it was the main event every single week, and then they were doing it. And it's like, okay, it was cool the first time.
Yeah.
But hearing it every week, it felt forced to me.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going till it's over.
So, who do you guys think is going to be the next breakout star for AEW?
AEW.
I think we'll switch over to the Fed soon, but I'm kind of curious about this because I'm struggling with names.
Am I allowed to say Kyle Fletcher?
Yeah, he's the even money bet. He's the even money Vegas bet.
Like I know they already have put a title on him and let him. He's one of the few out of the Callis family where I felt like they let him show off his mic work, and he's been pretty good with it overall. But he's very good in the ring, and I just think that if they showcase him the right way, he could be. He's probably the one that I would say is probably going to break out next.
Unfortunately, yes, I agree. If AEW was my promotion, and I had the book, I would probably put the Rocket underneath Bandito, just because it seems to be like a war of the luchas right now to see who's going to be the next big North American luchador star post Mysterio. That would be the chips I would put onto. But Kyle Fletcher, whether you like it or not, is being positioned to be that guy, especially with Ospreay on the shelf.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw out a name that I'm kind of he's kind of done more in Japan already. That's Konosuke Takeshita.
Okay.
I don't know if I don't think they would ever put top belt on him.
Takeshita is the fetch of AEW. Stop trying to make him happen. Stop.
I mean, but see, like there's such a fascination. Screw it, I'll say it. There's such a hard on with AEW about New Japan wrestlers. Like,
he said that.
Yeah, he did. It's a family show. Yeah.
It's a Monday show.
It's okay. You're okay.
I mean, they have Okada, they have Ishii, and it's like both of those. Like Okada's just there to collect a paycheck, retiring at that point. His styles, is completely different. I have no problem with that, but it's like, what's their purpose? I feel like it's just for fan service at that point. And this is somebody who is a massive New Japan fan.
Yeah.
And I just like, to me, it's like them being states doesn't do anything for me anymore.
Yeah, exactly what happened.
I don't like the way Okada's been showcased. I mean, I'm not familiar with Takeshita's work prior to coming to AEW. I'll be the first to admit that. I'm sure to get him over there, I'm sure it had to be somewhat impressive. I mean, to get him there, but I don't like the way Takeshita has been used. I don't like the way Okada's been used. I just don't think there's been a whole lot that's impressed me about the characters they've portrayed, or maybe a few moves here and there, but even the in-ring work has been for me. Maybe I just don't know enough about their styles to appreciate it. I mean, I would be the first to admit. I mean, I've seen Okada's work, but I've not seen Takeshita's work other than what I've seen in AEW. So I only have that sample to work from. But there's just nothing that's wowed me about either of their AEW runs.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think they are two different problems on the same coin for AEW. Traditionally, it's been the Japanese recognition to get fan serve, instant credibility, right? You start a new sports team in a league, you want people to come out to games, you hire Snoop Dogg to show up to your game. That's how, they did it for Netflix, right? I get that. And that's really what Okada was. They bought high on them, much like how Nakamura was bought high from the E, because you can look at Nakamura's work in Japan, it's way different than his E stuff. But then you make him a comedy act, which I think is pretty funny, but that's hard for a lot of wrestling fans because for decades, he was a guy that you couldn't see. You had to be up at 3:00 in the morning to see Okada. He's here. You shut him on. So sorry. And you're like, what? No, I mean, but Takeshita is an opposite problem. Here's somebody who has the body of work but did not reach the level of stardom, and then you're telling me he's from the same place where New Japan's coming from, and New Japan is dealing with its own financial issues. That's why they can't keep the stars. So you push Takeshita and put him in Don Callis' family and have him win matches, and you have him win this gold, and it feels unearned. You just said, yo, he's from Club Japan. You got to like him. You're like, no, I don't. Tell me why, Excalibur. Where is he from? And again, I'm not comparing this to WWE, but if Takeshita was in WWE, there would have been like a promo package of him working out somewhere. Cole would have been like, I was talking to him earlier, and this kick honors his father who died in a plane crash. Something for it to be go, oh, I want to root for this guy. You don't get that in AEW. It's you got to watch New Japan. If you don't, tough, because in Japan he's dope. Hope you like him.
See, the funny thing about Takeshita is that even if you followed New Japan, you wouldn't know who he was because he didn't even come from New Japan.
Fair.
He came from Dramatic Dream Team, DDT, which is like the equivalent of, oh gosh, I don't even know what independent to compare that to with the Japanese structure. It's a few levels lower. He was part of that group. Huh?
Ring of Honor?
You know, that may be a fair comparison. I'm probably pissed off somebody by saying that, but I think that's probably a fair comparison. But
well, I don't think you're just trying to disrespect the product. I think you're just trying to talk about,
I'm just trying to make
eyes that are on the product.
Right. But even then, like he was an indie wrestler from there. Like New Japan, he went to New Japan after AEW before he got showcased there. So it's almost kind of reverse of what a lot of these other wrestlers have kind of gone through for like Japanese wrestlers usually go through.
Right.
So, but
it's a weird thing, man.
Yeah, Flobo, what you said about what you said about Nakamura coming over, I couldn't help but think about Kenta coming to WWE.
Oh yeah,
as well.
He was like the first Triple H signing.
Yeah,
no,
or
the second.
Yeah, or Sin Cara.
Yeah, he was the first Triple H signing.
Yeah. So when I thought about Kenta and Sin Cara and some of these other guys, huge, they bought high, they were huge stars where they came from, and sometimes it's just a matter of it doesn't translate over to the North American product sometimes. It doesn't mean that they're not talented wrestlers. It doesn't mean that that they aren't that they aren't talented and can't come over to fanfare, but sometimes it just, for whatever reason, it doesn't work out. I mean, it's no different like from when someone goes to a team and sometimes the team isn't a fit for like what the player can bring. I mean, sometimes a different situation is what it brings. But when you were talking about Nakamura, even though I know he's still with WWE, like I really had high hopes from him in NXT because I thought NXT was a really good fit for him in terms of what they were trying to do at the time. But sometimes going to the main roster, like that momentum gets shunted. And there's so many examples that I'm sure any of us could bring up for how that's worked out or not worked out. But I know I went random. Yes, exactly.
Shout out
man, you bringing up Kenta,
I won't give in. I won't get started. I won't get started.
Man, bringing up Kenta made me sad because I had such high hopes for that one in even in NXT, but dude was injured too much at that point.
Yep.
So, Ed, what do you think of all those?
Yeah.
He was like, bro, we're talking about cricket, man. I had cricket stuff. You can talk about
No. You guys continue with your wrestling. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
Ed wanted to talk about the Keith Lee conundrum, and,
Oh
no. Why the two Keith Lees, the one of them was talking about food, and the other one you think talks about food is actually a wrestler?
Yeah.
Come again.
We're talking about Bearcat Keith Lee, right?
You what?
Bearcat.
We're talking about Bearcat Keith Lee.
That's a good idea, man. You know what? I hate to say this, man, because I don't want to be an apologist, but if you think about those who got released from the E and those who bet on themselves and win, McMahon got it right most of the time. And Bearcat was dumb, but I understood why he had to wear a skirt.
The only release that I thought he probably should not have done, which later on, he's back anyway, was Rusev at the time.
Oh,
Rusev, really? I thought. Well, I mean, with the Rusev Day stuff, like that was getting over. He has the look. He could talk. You could make something out of that, and I feel like that was just a missed opportunity. But also, you have to remember, I am a guy who thinks that Otis should have every single championship.
I don't disagree with the Rusev thing, but I will say the only time in his career I actually cared was when he was the Redeemer. So like I
Okay.
agree with you, but then like
give you
I got that bonus, like, okay, cool, I bought on. Same with Cody. Like I like Cody enough. I thought Stardust was hilarious. I liked him enough, but when he came back and we called himself the American Nightmare, and I'm like, but he goes, no, my mom is Cuban and my dad is a legacy wrestler. I'm like two halves of the American dream. I'm the American Nightmare. I'm like, oh, I finally got it. So like,
Yeah.
sometimes it kind of goes a long way for me, you know.
Well,
I'm still on that long way.
Has to development.
I hear you. Why are you hating?
I'm not hating. I'm just still on the long way.
By the way, Ed, while we're talking about this, I'm going on a deep dive on Mongolian Pickleball Association. There's a lot of interesting things going on.
Are you serious right now? There really is
They have a Facebook page. Yeah, you should check it out.
See, here we
Wait,
go.
is it actually Mongolians or is like a bunch of like expats just hanging out? Like that.
There you go. There, see, now we're getting somewhere.
I mean, I am. You know what? I'm not going to assume, but I am pretty sure these are Mongolians.
Dope.
So it's funny you say that because last night I went down on a rabbit hole on baseball leagues in Europe. So you see what I'm saying? Like I was looking for baseball leagues all over all over like Europe, and there I found there's a Dutch baseball league, there's a Spanish baseball league, there's a German baseball league in London. In the UK. So there's like baseball leagues all over. So I understand going down the rabbit hole. So continue on with your that rabbit
Baseball
hole.
United just wrapped up their first season last
That
week.
is correct.
Let's go Falcons.
Didn't you? You went down there, didn't you?
Yeah, 2 years ago it was supposed to be the first season back then, but I think it's a lot of red tape. We're kind of getting to this now. So okay, so Baseball United is supposed to be the Middle Eastern area for baseball, but when it comes to all sports in those regions, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Yemen, Oman, Qatar, the sporting organizations, sporting bodies are usually the cricket leagues, and so the cricket board was in this position where they were allowing baseball to be in their home turf, but they're trying to protect cricket. So it was like they allowed it, but the idea
not really.
The idea of having 4 teams, a league, and umpire got stopped pretty late. So when I went over there 2 years ago, they decided to have a weekend 2-game showcase for all the players they had signed because they didn't get the approval to have teams in these different cities. And so this year was their first real season. It was super truncated. It was like over 3 weeks in playoffs, which it's cool they got it done, but you can tell the fan support was like burnt out towards the end. But props for them. I mean, to start a whole new league in the middle of nowhere. No, not the middle of nowhere, but like relatively speaking, the cultural center of baseball is in Japan, United States, and you're in the other side of the world doing this.
Yeah. Well, it was a baseball desert before they kind of introduced this, right? Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely.
Baseball desert, and
it's
now
the cricket. Yeah.
It's like you said, cricket dominated, and you can understand because of the legacy and tradition of cricket, they don't want to do anything to threaten that. So.
And I get that. I understand.
Yeah.
Like cricket is their sport. They want to maintain that. However,
Flobo, honest question. So is there like a cricket club that you support, or is it just more the sport itself, or?
So it's a little bit different because there's like different kinds of cricket.
Right.
This is kind of
T20 one day.
Right. So in the days of your test cricket, it's like the classic cricket. That's the one where you play like a week and you're like, we're still going on? Dang. And that's what I grew up on because my parents are from the West Indies. So that the answer to your question.
That was my guess. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. I mean, because I grew up in the 90s and Brian Lara was like a global superstar at the time. And so it was like, okay, cool. He's one of us. And that's the one I support. I'm still a casual fan when it comes to cricket because I didn't really watch it intently because I was up here in the United States. Sure. One day came a little bit later, and if you can look online for this, but the origins of it was racism. Long story short, cricket was invented by the British. They did very well, but the Indian people and the Pakistani people took it and made it way better at it. They Braziled cricket. And so England was like, oh, bloody hell, mate. And they kind of decided to have this thing called One Day, which is like an 8-hour game, kind of like we're going to focus on that. And that was kind of good for a while. But this T20 thing is like, very much like the Savannah Bananas version of cricket. And so it's kind of controversial because it's so different than what it is. Like, it's like the tradition and the regality and going to a game for 4 hours and going home for a nap and coming back and seeing it was part of the experience. And now you're saying, boom, boom, bam, 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 get it in 2.5 hours and get out. So I don't have a team with T20. I think nominally, because my parents are from Barbados, I say the Barbados Royals in the Caribbean League.
Okay.
But
Nice.
I can't tell you, I'm like watching intently at 3:00 in the morning on ESPN
Right.
9.
Right. Maybe that was a question out of ignorance. I actually have been to a 1-day cricket test, like a 1-day test for cricket.
Yeah.
I went to a Surrey Brown Caps one day because not because of me, but because I knew someone who let me go with them. So
yeah.
I could appreciate it going, and but I know secretly you're a great bowler, aren't you?
Oh, I'm terrible, man. I'll be what's called a slow blower because like I'm a lefty. So typically those guys can just stand and just do one of those. Instead of like the guys in the parking lot going like the Flintstones circle toes.
I'll say that. I am very intrigued with cricket. Obviously because I think it's the origins,
like to watch
part
it.
of the origins of baseball part of it comes from the sport of cricket, right? You know, that's to be debated later on.
Yeah.
But like, I'm very intrigued, like, you know, the running up to, you know, what wickets, and, you know, I want a cricket bat for my collection because I think they're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
First of all,
for your collection.
Yeah, I'm gonna whoop that Buster, start whooping people
That's what I
around
was
here.
about
You
to
know
say,
what I'm saying?
bro.
Listen,
Shaun the Dead style.
Get out of, you know what I'm saying, Sean? Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah, shoot.
Good job out of you, brother.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm very intrigued with T20 because I think this is something that we can follow, that we can equate to like our baseball or any other sport here in the US, that we can say, hey, man, we can get this done in 2.5 hours and then let's get in and get out. And I get it. Like, you know, like you're going to have your people that are going to say, it's like, no, we need to test because that's the original, that's the OG and all that. And I get that as well. But I'm kind of interested in T20, to be honest with you.
Virgil, is for a man that hates the Savannah Bananas, is he allowed to like T20?
We'll check the rule books.
Okay.
Wait, you hate Savannah Bananas too, or do I?
No, I'm fine with Savannah Bananas.
Oh,
but
okay.
It's the man in the Goombaroos hat down there.
Okay.
Your dad has.
You know what? I'm starting to come around on the bananas. I gotta explain myself in a second, but you go ahead, Ed.
No. Go ahead. I really want to get your take on this.
I was so against the Savannah Bananas because, and I tried very hard not to be one of those baseball purists stick in the muds, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are a bunch of new rules in baseball now. I like not. The only one I don't really care for much for is the Ghost Runner, but thankfully that doesn't exist in playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the Savannah Bananas are a different entertainment product. Props to them. You know what I mean? It's like they're the rainbow sprinkles of baseball, but it does make my blood boil when someone goes, "Oh man, this is better than baseball." This is like the Harlem Globetrotters.
And that's when I throw punch people.
Right. I go, no, because the Harlem Globetrotters played an actual game of baseball. This 1 point fans can catch is beyond the pale, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and I actually wrote about this on my comedy blog, justasandwich.com. Plug.
Absolutely. Plug that in, bro.
Hey man, justasandwich.com. New content every week. They are bringing back 2 teams, and one of them is the Indianapolis Clowns, which was an old Negro League team. And it really was as a Bananas of its time, even though they played actual baseball games. They use short people, they've used women in these roles. It was really, really fun. It's obviously not going to be the same thing, but it's a living, breathing museum of what these games were. Because you went to a Clowns game, you got yourself athleticism that the main line didn't. If I can look through it through that lens and say, hey, look, we're going to get a high energy game of baseball, or high energy of a baseball adjacent sport, that I'm willing to look past the Savannah Banana-isms and say it's okay. I will just not equate it as baseball personally.
All right.
That's what I do. I try to say it's not baseball. It's banana ball. I mean, it's its own product, and you're welcome to like it or not. It's just, you know, I'm not a fierce defender of it, and I'm not a fierce critic of it either. I kind of just am, you know, like I went to try it out, and I saw the Savannah Bananas both as a collegiate summer league baseball product, and I saw it.
Did I?
And I've seen it as a banana ball product. And they're obviously two vastly different experiences, but I just try to take it in I try to consume it for what it is.
All right. May I?
You may.
Okay. So I am not, let me put the dog down. She's been trying to sleep on my lap the whole time. I'm not against banana. I was going to say I was really against them bringing a Negro League Baseball team to Banana Ball. I was the first one to be like, no. Hold on, time out. Wait a second. Don't be doing something stupid, right? But then the president of the Negro League Baseball Museum was like, "Hey, I'm in this. Okay, this is what the clowns are. This is their history and all that. Like you said, Flobo. So I've come around that. I'm not coming around Jesse. I'm not a Jesse fan. Yellow Tux guy.
I know who he is. I didn't know that's a personal attack. You're like,
I'm not because he attacked. He's like, he says that only him can fix baseball. Okay, and I'm like, bro, stay in your lane, bro. Okay, you got a good product going. Let it be. It hasn't been as good as since Metal Lark Lemon retired. And so listen, I'm not against any of that. Okay. These guys are extremely good at what they do. They're great entertainments. He's also against the fact that being compared to the Globetrotters and all that. And I'm like, bro, you kind of are the Globetrotters of baseball. Okay. And then somebody tried to, argue with it. Was like, well, the Globetrotters always wins, the Bananas don't always win. And see, you're going too literal at that point. You lost the argument at that point when you're going too literal. Okay. You're doing something different. You are an entertainment, like you said, Flobo. It is very entertaining. People like it for what it is, but don't come to me and tell me that this is baseball, and don't come to me and tell me that this is better than baseball, because it'll never be. It'll never be better than baseball. It is entertaining. I've been to it. I here at Durham Bulls when they were here. My daughter loved it. It was entertaining. I just, I'm trying to figure out whether or not is when the limit will come where there is going to be a ceiling going to these big stadiums. Like you're selling out now, and congratulations, make that money, son. No one's telling you not to. Okay, make that money. But when there is going to be that point where all right, dude, you've gone to enough big stadiums. Why don't you come back to the minor league stadiums or baseball stadiums like you used to, and then you have it a little bit more personal? Because in a $100,000, $75,000, I mean 75,000 seat stadium, how many people are going to be able to see all the way the hell down there? That's my argument.
So okay, I'm with you. I do think there's going to be a cap to it. I think that's why they're preemptively doing the league, right? They're hoping that you'll just say, "Hey, in this sub-sport, I'm a local Cocos fan." But going back to cricket, though, right? You are all pro T20, but that's it. My mom's generation is looking at that, going, "T20 isn't cricket." The whole point is the test. The whole point is days and days and going through and beating your opponent in submission. How can you be "quote unquote" open to one and not open to the other?
Yeah. I don't disagree. It's like a a-hole. Everybody's got one. You know what I mean? So
some got two.
True story. So hey, congratulations. They're making. And listen, we have friends that are part of that, right? Young Professor, all right, which we all know, and good dude. I've had it on the podcast. He started, with the Daytona Tortugas. And then did what he's doing. He's extremely successful doing what he's doing. Super happy for him, because he did it the right way, man. That dude hustled. He hustled his way all the way to the Bananas. He's done NASCAR now. He's done wrestling. He does wrestling, MC and all that. So I like those stories.
Just did some TNA shows too, actually.
He did.
I did not
That's
know
awesome.
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, look him up. The Young Professor, right? And I like that, and I like the entertainment part of it. I think is interesting. It's not so much my thing, though. Like I said, it's like I love baseball. I will always love baseball. I think this is a form of entertainment, and like the circus on the road. Good for them. I like it. Congratulations, make your money, Jesse. Don't care. Hey, I'll stick to that.
Yeah. Flobo, we told about the hate tournament that we had on the series of shows, the dad hate tournament.
No, but I figured Ed won, whatever it was.
It was all about
the whole concept was around like teams and people.
That I absolutely do not like that.
That Ed doesn't like. So we had a March Madness style, thanks to Virgil over here. Yeah. And did a whole dad hate tournament. And we had a winner. And let's see, if I remember correctly, Art Modell was the winner of that tournament. So
a dad hate? Okay, I got that.
Dad hate tournament.
That was pretty clever.
Dad hate tournament. Yeah.
It wasn't my idea. It was the producer's idea. So he gets all the credit for that.
He does.
Why? I mean, okay, I understand why people don't like Modell, but I kind of figured, like, was that number 1 seed? Was that like
Yes.
Oh wow! So he basically ran the board. This guy.
Well, there was four number 1 seeds.
Yeah. There was like a full 64 team.
64 things you hate, sir.
Oh, brother.
Oh, dude, no. I had play-in games. At the time, if I thought about it, I could have
tear it down.
We're gonna tear it down. We could have had a CBI. We could have had a CIT. We could have had all of them.
I'm not gonna lie, it was so much fun, bro. Dude, it was so much fun.
And the best part is that as panelists on the show, we had to figure out which one did we think that Ed would hate more.
Mm-hmm.
Then we made guesses, and then Ed would have to finally make the final guess.
The final guess, how?
Dude, I'm thinking it was like 4 things.
No,
he said 64 plus plays.
This was how many weeks did that go on, Virgil? That was
That was
2-3 weeks.
My Lord.
Yeah. Dude, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Listen, I think 3 of the number 1s was like, I think it was like Jesse the Yellow Tux, Jesse Cole, Barstool dude, what's his name?
Dave Portnoy.
Dave Portnoy.
Yeah.
And Art Modell.
Are you talking about the number 1 seeds?
Yeah.
So number 1 seeds were Modell, Eric Profit, which was kind of the joke number 1 seed because he made a comment that he was going to be overall number 1 and going to sweep the tournament, and he didn't.
And that's why we put him at number 1. It was a joke on that one. Yeah.
Just Banana Man. And the 4th one was kind of a trendy one. It may not be. I don't even think this one may be in the tournament next year. Micah Parsons.
Oh, that's right. Was it Micah Parsons? I thought it was Dave Portnoy.
No, Portnoy was a 2 seed. It was Parsons.
Wow. He had a South, East, North, and West conference.
Oh, dude, it was a whole. It was a whole. We even had a logo and everything.
This is ridiculous. How could one man hate so many things?
Oh, trust me, it can happen. It can happen.
And the great part was it was so easy to put together because all you had to go is listen to previous shows or look at previous social media posts, and
dude, let me tell you,
the field.
I had to basically get in Ed's head, and then I realized I was starting to hate things I didn't even realize I hated. I was starting to become one with them, and it's like this is starting to become a problem.
He went too deep into it. It was a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun.
Wow.
I enjoyed it. But you also got, you know what? Continue.
I'm so dumbfounded that there were things that didn't make the cut of a 64 thing tournament.
There was some things that were cut off, and obviously we couldn't bring it there, so we're gonna have to bring it. Oh, Angel Reese was one of them.
Oh wow, me bounds. Okay.
Yeah, me bounds. Yeah.
You gotta do it again, man. I gotta run it back. This is hilarious.
I'll let you know when it comes back.
There's supposed to be one for Virgil. Are we doing one for this year? Like for 26?
We're doing. I think once the college football season's done, we can have that little period between that and spring training. We'll probably start rolling it out. And I will go ahead and say this: I have a new number 1 seed that was not in the tournament last year that I am going to, if I'm betting money, I think is going to win it.
Obviously, Art Modell can't come back.
Art Modell cannot come back.
Yeah, I hope he rots in hell. So
I mean, you got the Browns back. Relax.
No,
You
Ask
got
any-
Sanders, man.
Ask any
He's
Browns
looking
fan about
for the
that,
return
about our
to sender
model.
on that.
Ask any Browns fan about our model. See what they tell you.
Your
Yeah.
TK back, you fine.
Yeah, Flobo, I like to bring
Did
up.
we?
I like to bring up the 42 quarterbacks that the Browns have started since 1999.
You see that?
Which was
You
a
see
ninth
that?
seed on the tournament.
Right. Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Let's
I
see.
love Joe Flacco, man.
Bailey
Oh, you love
Zappi.
something. Okay.
Bailey
Oh no, I
Zappi,
love Joe Flacco.
Kelly
Joe Flacco,
Holcomb.
we did him dirty. We did him dirty in Cleveland.
Deshaun Kaiser. Like I've had to go back and Seneca Wallace.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro,
What a
this
sad
dude
franchise.
reminds me every fucking week. Well, this is the guy who is a fan of a team who's brought out a 44-year-old from the streets to play
Facts.
quarterback. So
Facts.
I have him my fantasy on the bench just for fun. Hey, how's it going, Philip? You good?
all right, go ahead. You keep doing your thing.
Hey, you want some orange slices?
Hey, don't be hating on my guy. He's getting that NFL insurance.
Dude, he
Eat some
got 6
bananas,
points
bro.
last
Eat
week,
some
bro.
bananas.
Man,
Don't crimp
Yeah,
up.
don't hate on my guy. He's getting that NFL insurance for those kids.
Man.
He's good. He's good.
Listen,
Social
right.
welfare.
Hey, he needed to eat some bananas so he doesn't crap up. Like, what's it, Suzuki? He was like,
Right. Monkey don't cramp.
monkey don't crap. Exactly. To
Yeah.
this day, that's one of my favorite quotes from this dude. That dude was hilarious.
Philip
No,
Rivers.
but let's see. 1999, we started with Tim Couch, and then the rest is history.
We did him dirty too.
Mhm.
Brandon Whedon, go Pokes.
No, he can, yeah. Colt McCoy,
Yeah. Ken
Yeah.
Dorsey.
Ken Dorsey. We had some of the Dorseys, yeah. So
Yeah.
we've had our
Derek Anderson.
God.
So this is the part where I usually check out and just let Patrick do his thing.
Oh, that's an NFL?
Not talking
No.
about the Browns quarterbacks.
Browns quarterbacks.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
gotcha.
Usually I just have to stop after about 5 or 6, Flobo. I just have to.
Because we have to
Um,
be like, all right,
name,
okay.
I can name quite a few, but I usually try to Brian Hoyer, but I usually just try to, limit it to about 5 or 6 a show.
Can I say I'm really impressed at how everyone on the show just like to troll each other?
Oh, dude, yeah.
It's getting you guys mad.
Listen, it's
Yeah,
good.
that's-
It's good bantering. We need it.
Yeah.
We need this.
Yeah,
You know what
we,
I mean?
we love the banter.
Oh yeah.
Because we all got something that we can make fun of each other.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I see that.
So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
it's okay. We're good with that. I'm okay with that. Is this the SEC? The SEC?
Is it the SEC? Well, the SEC will probably make the dad hate tournament. I would imagine.
So last year it was SEC fans that made the tournament.
Mm.
So this year, I might put the whole conference in there. But see, the problem if I put the whole conference in, there's always going to be subsets like with different things. So, like, hold on, Ed, do you hate the Security Exchange Commission?
No.
Okay,
we're
so
good.
see, I have to make sure to specify which one it is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Yeah. So you got to make sure. You might have to put a certain, old head coach who's just talking out of his ass. Now that he's on a show now, every Saturday.
Nick
Are you
Saban.
talking about failed NFL coach Nick Saban?
That same guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if he's going to put the coach that made the big heel turn, like he was at Mr. Lane Kiffin. If he'll make the turn.
I don't hate Lane Kiffin.
Super kick.
No, I don't hate him. I
Boom.
think he takes advantage of the opportunities that he has in front of him to one, make money for himself, and two, stay in the headlines. And honestly, he's also a pretty decent coach as well. So you can't hate that. You know what I mean? He does make some stupid comments. I think he does it on purpose to create some headlines.
Well, he certainly utilizes social media to keep himself, in the news.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
He knows how to utilize that, or for
His
For
team
better or
that he
worse.
has.
yeah.
Speaking of heel turns, real quick, starting the Rams defense in fantasy is looking like a big heel turn right now. They have turned heel on me.
Brother, are you watching that?
No, but I saw the score line pop up, and I'm like, oh, that's not good.
Whose
Yes.
house?
And
Not their house.
By the way,
Right
did
on-
you know
right
that?
on Bijan's house.
Yeah, it is. Also, did you know that the Atlanta Falcons are also applying to redo their uniforms
Mm-hmm.
again?
Yep.
No, I haven't heard this.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a couple of teams, and I don't know if you know them already by over there, Patrick. I think there's a handful of teams that are applying to redo their uniforms for next year and the year after that. Which ones are they? Do you know?
Oh, you mean the teams in the NFL?
Yeah.
I knew the Falcons were one. I don't know. I don't remember the others. I do remember what you're talking about, though. I read an article about it. I don't remember the other one specifically.
There's a couple of them. I can't remember right now, but I'll look it up and I'll let you guys know. But yeah, I wish we had some D3, D2, or FCS football to really talk about because man, I miss that.
See, that's the thing. It's like we don't. Everything's done. D2's done. D3's in the finals. FCS finals.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for D2, FCS baseball to come back. Kayla says Lane Kiffin is a good coach, but he is inept and too busy sowing wild oats.
Damn!
He came to Bama to improve rep, left before getting fired. Hey.
Well, it is ironic that ESPN did that documentary about how he was at home in Oxford, and then like a month later, the whole LSU thing came about. So, not that it began a month later, but still, it's just ironic that ESPN released that documentary like within a month or two. It's it became like the big heel turn again after at least people without a loyalty to one of the teams at least weren't talking about Lane Kiffin, because obviously there's a big history with him because of you can talk about the Tennessee to USC move. You can talk about his first jump into the NFL with the Raiders,
which didn't work out.
Well, yeah.
Can you confirm the appearance of wild oats?
Yeah, I mean, listen.
would that be the Florida Atlantic move?
Oh, gosh, probably. That's actually.
Hey man, listen, Florida Atlantic was relevant when he was there.
They were.
I think Lane Kiffin should have stayed. At this point, it is proven that he should stay in the NFL and the NCAA football. Like he should not go back up to the NFL. Just like Nick Saban should have never gone to the Miami Dolphins. And like there's certain coaches that are just really good at being head coaches in college, and then there's some they're just like dude, what are you doing?
Trust me, as an LSU fan, I wish that Saban had never taken the Dolphins job. He might have stayed at LSU.
Yeah, we would have won a lot more championships. By the way, I just looked it up. For 2026, the NFL season, several teams are rumored to be or expected to get new primary uniforms or alternates. And these teams are your team, the Rams, Virgil.
I thought that one was a rumor. I didn't know if that was confirmed or not.
The LA Valiant Virgils.
Yeah, the Commanders, the Ravens, the Titans are those teams in 2026 that are going to be getting either a new uniform or some alternate uniform. I think the alternates are here to stay. They see what's going on in college football and they're like, yeah, we want to do that as well. So they're going to have alternate helmets, alternate everything. So
Titans need to burn the Oilers uniforms because one, it's not them, and two, they're always losing them. So
yeah, they should give back to the Texans so the Texans can wear them.
Absolutely. Even though they don't need it now because he smacked him around with them. But yes.
Also, I have no respect for the Titans when they did a cease and desist letter to Houston Cougars when they came out with their very homage to the Houston Oilers, and the Houston Cougars were like, "Let's wear them." So
yeah, that was a Butch League move by them.
It was.
It really kind of fits the organization currently.
Yeah, it fits the owner.
Yeah, you mean the Titans saying the cease and desist letter?
Yeah, they sent the cease and desist letter to the Cougars. Yeah.
Well, that's I mean, that's rich when they're trying to embrace that side of things when there was that controversial move from Houston to Nashville in the first place, right? I mean, it's but that's that's the Addams family, right? Pun intended.
The Addams family. Exactly. So, but yeah, those are the teams, guys. Those are the teams that are going to be getting new uniforms or alternate uniforms. The Ravens should just burn all of their whole team and just never exist again.
Wow.
That's just me. Yeah, I
I
said
mean,
How do
that.
you really feel?
Hey, you got all the Browns records. I mean, that's like history, dude. You can't burn them down.
They can. We kept everything. We kept the uniforms. We kept our history. We kept everything. But they still, if you don't know, Saban is that man. But you can't teach thirsty kids trying to make the NFL versus millionaires who are there and don't like being talked to in certain ways. Saban doesn't fit that mold anymore of the new coaches in NCAA. He doesn't, because he was
Well, that's
used to
why
getting one way, and he's no longer, that person.
I mean, that's why he left.
Yeah.
He knew it.
But I also give him credit for leaving. I've said this before. I also give him credit for leaving, saying, this is the way it is now, and it just doesn't jive with the way I want to do it. So I'm going to retire.
And really, at that point, especially with coaches that tenured, you either kind of see the writing on the wall and leave if you don't want to be a part of it, or you overstay your welcome.
Yep.
He was
Well, I
smart
mean-
enough to say, I'm leaving on top. I don't want to overstay my welcome and being told that I need to go away.
Well, I think you've seen that too with other coaches. I mean, there's coaches that have left head coaching positions to accept coordinator positions at other schools. I mean, like Chip Kelly, when he first left to go to Ohio State, when he left
Should have stayed
UCLA
at
to
Ohio
go to
State.
TCU recently with their coach. What was it? TCU, Virgil? What was the school? That just had their coach retire. Oh no, sorry, Kansas State.
Kansas State. Okay, yeah.
Kansas State, had their coach retire, and he probably had plenty of years left in the tank for coaching, but it's just with the new era of collegiate athletics and with NIL being what it is and the transfer portal being what it is, it's for some people and it's not for some people, and so you're going to see a transition.
Can I say something about that? I think, listen, NIL it's changed the whole landscape of college football, college sports overall. We need to do something about the transfer portal, bro. Like, you keep transferring every year, 3, 4, 5 times. Like, dude, chill out. Like, there should be a number of transfers. Like, all right, look, dude, you get 2 transfers, and that's it. After that.
And in basketball, and in college basketball, we're seeing a new wrinkle because now there's guys that have been drafted. Like there was who was it? The guy that was drafted 30th overall in 23, but then he played he played in the G League and he played internationally.
And then went back.
Now he's been signed by, who was it?
Baylor.
Scott Drew and Baylor. And so Scott Drew's not breaking the rules. That the NCAA has allowed it to happen, but it's a new wrinkle in this whole thing. And right now, because there's not really a set of rules, people are just operating within what they know because they're operating within the uncertainty and they're just trying to do whatever they can do to benefit their program. So I know Tom Izzo in particular was really, really upset and put in a call to Scott Drew about that, but it's hard to blame Scott Drew if it's within the rules right now. I mean,
Tom Izzo needs to calm down.
Okay,
as well.
but
you can like it or you can like it or not. You can like it or not, right? I mean, you have every right to have an opinion on it, but if he's allowed to do it and they've granted it, he's trying to improve his program. And in college athletics now, when you have people who have no rosters after if some people commit to the portal, like in football, Iowa State has 10 players left on their team after in North Texas, do they even have a team anymore after all the players that entered the portal? I mean, so. And it's a problem in both basketball and football.
Was it just JMU? All
JMU?
11 players?
Yep.
From their playoff team?
And I know I'm crossing sports here, but I'm trying to make a point of just
and I get
without having rules, it's almost like you have to do whatever. It's gotten to a point of desperation with some people, with some coaches, that you're trying to do whatever you have to do to put a roster together and get the most talented players who are going to commit to your school to come in and try to build a competitive team.
I don't disagree.
You can argue that the manner of it's right or wrong, but if the NCAA allows it right now, even though they don't have a whole lot of authority over it, they're not going to be the last. Scott Drew is not going to be the last one to do this. Is my point.
And the NCAA is the ones that's culpable here. Like they allowed this to happen from the get go.
But hey,
So-
I'll tell you this: they may not be able to handle any of that, but they'll punish a D3 runner for no reason.
Did you see what I posted?
Yeah.
I know Flobo, you retweeted the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, bro, for real?
Yeah.
Like this dude, the community is coming out to help this kid out because he is barely making ends meet to try to, one play, two work. He's doing it the right way, and then you're punishing that dude when you're not punishing
I didn't see
these.
this story. What happened?
He's a runner in D3, and this dude's working.
There's no scholarships, by the way, at D3.
Yeah, there's no scholarships. You pay for your own way.
So is this track and field we're talking, or is this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he was working the overnight shift to pay for school, going to class. He's working multiple jobs. So the community found out about this, and they're like, "Hey man, let's just set up a fund, to help him out." It was $6,000, I think it was the total amount that they came out to. So, and then they gave it to him. But the NCAA said no, he's no longer eligible because it's a gift, right? So he's not allowed to receive any kind of gifts. They call it a gift. But if they would have called it, according to the things, like if they would called it as part of the NIL, they would have been fine. He would have been fine.
When that's more honest money than some of these NIL deals that you see. Again, I won't speak for you guys, personal opinion. But that's like, yeah. I'll try to bite my tongue as someone who's not a fan of the NCAA as a governing body or whatever they call themselves now. That's unfortunate.
Right.
That's unfortunate.
It most certainly is. And I think it's wrong. I think it's disrespectful. I think it's disingenuous of the NCAA to be doing something of this manner.
It's one of those examples where you may think the spirit of the law or the rule is there, but the implementation is massively flawed.
110%.
That's how I see it. Because a lot of times that's how I feel it is, that the spirit of something and the intent may be there, but a lot of times the implementation is very flawed.
Correct. So, yeah. Man, I'm sorry. I went on a rant there. See, you asked me about the dad hate, and then here I go.
Well, I mean, I gotta get you ready for next year.
Yeah, for sure. As well, enlightening. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what we talk about on the Break Even Sports show.
Yes.
It's the things that we usually don't talk about on the DAC on Tuesdays and Thursday nights.
Yeah, I was saving the Baylor story for tomorrow because I want to get Eric's opinion on that.
My bad.
That's okay. I'm glad it came up anyway because I mean, if there was any school that was going to try to test the water to do that first, it was going to be Baylor.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Yeah. Now, Flobo, do you have a soccer team that you follow?
In MLS or in general?
In MLS, Europe. I mean,
yeah. So, by the way, I'm a casual fan. I feel like when I go to your show, I'm like, oh, I like sports too. But locally, it's the Galaxy. Premier League, it's Man City and Zweite Bundesliga, Schalke. Those are the big three. And then of course La Liga de Deportiva Alajuelense in Costa Rica. So
okay, how's it feel to be on the top right now?
It's all a yo-yo, man. You get all hopeful, you think about promotion, and then yeah.
I like that. And by the way,
I'd love to see.
I like that you have a
in
La
the
Liga.
Bundesliga.
Look at you with a La Liga team.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to get these guys to like La Liga a little bit more.
But it would it would be cool to see Bundesliga football back in Gelsenkirchen.
Yeah, exactly, man. I was so close. I didn't even get a chance to go to a game when I was there.
Virgil, how much did I butcher the name of the city, Virgil? Let me be honest.
Pretty well there. But I mean, I think there's another city that probably I'd be pretty happy if it had Bundesliga football again. And Kaiserslautern.
Kaiserslautern. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that's my team.
Guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Where are they in the table right now, Virgil?
7th.
Okay.
So no promotion for them.
Not yet. They're still, if they can stop losing to, bottom table teams, it'd be kind of nice at this point. But,
Wait,
Well,
so when you were a fan of the team first, it just happened to be regulated or relegated, or was it like a thing where you're like, no, 2 Bundesliga is my jam, and you just pick the
No,
team?
it's kind of a mixed bag because I was in first I was born in Germany, so it's actually the closest big club to my birthplace. But the story actually started when I went back in Germany in 2006. I was in Kaiserslautern, and it was the last day of the Bundesliga. And at the time, I wasn't really following soccer as much. I knew like the World Cup was going to be coming up in Germany soon and was focusing on that. And we were there in the town, and they were away at Wolfsburg. And there was like a somberness to the day. And I did not realize until maybe a week later that day they got relegated from the Bundesliga by Wolfsburg. And I remember running into so many, even after that, when so many nice people about that, that taught me the history of the club. Our hotel is actually right by the stadium, so I got to at least go look inside there. And honestly, I kind of picked them up after that. So I've been following them. They have always been a Zweite Bundesliga team. They've never been back to promotion.
That's by the Air Force Base, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that. Shout out to my honorary commandership in the back wall there. That's what's up, man. That's awesome. Like I love stories like that when you pick a team that's like not random, but like it's definitely off the beaten path. You're like, that's my squad. I'm like, to me, I'm a Texans fan. It's bearing fruit now, but 20 years, you're like, yeah, I picked them because the Jets pissed me off. Like that was how I became a fan of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most of the teams I follow are not conventional in any way.
Well,
Yeah.
Like there's always some kind of backstory to them, or there's some connection at least. That's not like a normal connection, I would say.
Yeah.
Or a wheel decides it for me.
Flobo, can I ask how you became a Man City supporter?
Oh, I didn't tell you the story. The short answer, kind of on brand, was bribery. That's how it became. So,
maybe you didn't. I just I'm
Okay, that was there. It is right off the rip.
So I was 25 years old, and I just graduated grad school or film school. I had big plans of being a famous person out here in Los Angeles, but I couldn't find a job, and life sucked. And my birthday came around, and a bunch of friends decided to go to a British pub take me out for drinks. Which is a place called Ye Old King's Head. It's in Santa Monica. We were in LA checking out because they have a little British grocery store. You could buy all your tea and crumpets, all that shit.
Nice.
Anyway, I walk in there and everyone's having a good time. And there was a couple from Manchester having dinner at the bar, which is really weird, right? Why would you fly 11 hours to America and go to whatever? So I
go to an English pub and
yeah,
yeah.
The most American shit I've ever seen in my life. And so
you stick with what you know in the end.
I guess so. But they're like, America. I'm done.
It's like people that go to the UK. It's like people that go to England and then the first stop is the McDonald's.
Well, that could be different. We'll see what's different.
It can be, but then they get the closest thing they can get to a Big Mac.
Right.
Like, well, so it's funny you say that because you go to Hawaii and McDonald's in Hawaii, they got sushi, and they got Spam there.
Yeah,
so
Spam Musubi, bro.
Well, and to be fair, Burger King in England can serve some different things than you would find at a Burger King in America. So,
but the sentiment still says like if you're going to go all the way to a different country, try their food.
Right.
Exactly.
Don't go to an American,
American British pub. That's what they were. So
right.
I walk in there and I'm chatting the couple up, right? Because they're at the bar, so I have to basically like stand next to them to order.
Right.
And they're watching Premier League, and they're like, "Hey, we're watching Premier League." I'm like, no, hey, that looks cool over there, but I'm getting into soccer now as a fan, because I watched the previous World Cup. I gotta make sure I support my local club. I'm a Galaxy supporter, and I told them about how I was a Metro Stars guy, and I came out to LA, and they go, "Hey, look, I understand." You support what you like. You always want to do your local club. That's very, very important. But I'll tell you what, it's your birthday. So we will buy all of your pints today. If you decide to follow Premier League, you pick Man City.
Done.
And I was, and so the answer is 5 pints of Newcastle brown ale. That's really, why I became. And so
that's completely fair. That's completely
3 weeks later, I'm watching the game and I'm like, okay, Man City, you're my team. And Carlos Tevez, you're not my favorite player. And that was it. And that was 2010. So a lot of Man U fans go, you probably liked them after the money, which is technically true, but I knew nothing. I knew zero about Premier League until 2010. So,
well, I mean, very similar to me with Chelsea. I mean, mine was sort of a form of bribery because I was over in England in 2006 and studying abroad. And a girl I started dating at the time, her family were lifelong Chelsea supporters. So I remember I went to meet her family and she said, Vegemite. Oh my goodness.
I had that.
It wasn't that bad. It's not good. It's not bad.
It's not great. Yeah, I have a similar thing with
I love it when you say like it's not
good,
but it's not bad.
But long story short, when I was one-on-one with her dad, he said, "What football team do you support?" And I said, "I don't have one." He said to me, "You do now, mate." And so,
see.
So for the time that we dated, I kind of got it from her family, but then it took on a life of its own after we stopped dating at the time, and it just turned into because I got to go to Stamford Bridge and go to a match and everything. So, but everyone thought it was because that was right around the time that Roman Abramovich bought the team, and they were starting to go on their magical run. I said it had nothing to do with that. It just happened to be it could have been whatever team her family supported at the time, and it could have been
Watford.
Kind of grown into its own thing, and now almost.
Bro,
20 years
imagine it would have
later,
been Wolves.
Yeah, Wolves or Swansea or some random.
Yeah. I still contend that Rob Edwards is going to regret that decision to leave Middlesbrough for Wolves for the rest of his life. But
it's
why he did that.
Well,
hey, by the way, I hopefully not Virgil. I'm so hopefully Donnie is watching this. Hey, suck at Crystal Palace.
Damn.
Yeah. Donnie's a lifelong Crystal Palace supporter for about 5 minutes.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
Well, he also came up to fandom just like you guys, right? So he was looking for a local pub that that was showing Premier League. He went to one where there were people there. They supported the same club, and so he became a fan of that club. So you can't hate him on that.
No, well, no, but I love how he started looking up, like he was trying to find a Bundesliga team, and he's trying to find like a local pub in South Carolina, and he happens to just find only Bayern Munich. I'm like, yes, because what other club is going to have a supporters club in South Carolina other than Bayern Munich? Dortmund is the only other one that I can think of.
I tell you who it won't be Hoffenheim.
No, it will not.
Hanover
or Hertha Berlin.
Yeah.
So, or Virgil, would Paderborn have one? Would Paderborn have a supporters club in South Carolina or no?
I feel like maybe over in the Spartanburg area, they probably would have a very strong one there.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm.
But when he said that, I was like, I really want to veto this. Like, I can't give him Bayern.
Right, because you guys, Crystal Palace. By the way, they're doing good. They're doing really good so far.
Yeah,
they've gone through a couple of weeks where it's just been slow. But then, like, hold on, man, you're gonna have Crystal Palace and Bayern Munich. Come on, man, you can't be doing that.
Well, my favorite part was when he said, "I found this team, Bayern Munich," and I'm like,
perfect.
I'm like, oh,
that's your team.
I love the pronunciation.
I'm like, Virgil, keep me from saying something.
I was trying so hard not to laugh. Because it was like, and what was not helping me, my mother was sitting on the couch during that, and she was cracking too, and I'm like, no, if you crack, it's over. I'm done. I can't do that.
Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that.
Munich, bro.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Donnie, Flobo, we did have a question for you. Donnie wanted to know what have you thought of the Mets move so far this offseason? Have you been, what do you think of the Mets offseason so far?
I have never tapped into my wise sage era since this offseason, because there has to be corresponding moves, right. And it makes sense, but man,
to get rid of that many players.
Okay, some people needed to go because here's the deal. I think most Mets fans are still drunk on 24. Like the 24 season is unique. It would never happen again. I was glad to watch it live. I'm glad I got the MLB package. You know what I mean? And I watched Nimmo come up in AAA. I went to his games in Las Vegas, and Alonso is a league elite player who is a Met. That almost never happens. Like the Marlins, we incubate guys and ship them off places. So
go to AAA in the majors.
Oh yeah, I mean the Athletics, the Marlins, and before the Cohen, it was the Mets, and so you had this vision of us finally doing it with these guys. And when they left, it was like, oh my God, like what are we doing? What Stearns is doing? It's crazy, especially Alonso, because Alonso really wanted to be a Met, and him in an Orioles uniform just seems like some alternate.
It's gonna be weird as shit.
It's AI slop, man. It's not real. It's fake news.
Oh, yeah. I like that. It's AI slop. I like that.
Weird. It was weird the first time I saw him at that press conference in an Orioles uniform.
The picture with him and Ripken eating like the crabs, I was like, no, this is I'm having a good time. Bling. But I play a game. It's called Out of the Park Baseball. It's a GM simulator game. I'm sure you guys will know about it because you're nerds like I am. And I can tell you that Stearns, to his credit, is doing everything right. Here's a team over the past 6 seasons that's been to the playoff twice and won 2 playoff series. You blow up any core with that. And you have the second highest payroll in all of the major leagues. The Dodgers have the highest, but they got 2 rings or 3 rings if you count 2020. What do you have? And so you got to try something else, or it's not doing your job right. Now, I'm glad McNeil pieced out. I think Simeon's an upgrade, but losing Nimmo, who was I'd say your dad's favorite Met, because he kept his head down, he played the game the right way. He's from Wyoming, and he wears a red cap when he's out playing baseball. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And Alonso being a polar bear was like these fan favorite things. So I think the team's ultimately going to be better, sight unseen. I don't know what we're going to get. But now the team and the marketing department is going to have to work overtime to somehow make Lindor not the villain, and 2, get these people back to the park when the games happen again. So that part freaks me out a bit.
Let me ask you this, because I'm very intrigued about something that you said, that because I am a massive fan of Francisco Lindor, massive fan.
Yeah.
Okay, in Cleveland, love them. And then he goes from being the lovable person. When he left, he made some stupid comments about the media in Cleveland, right? On his way out, he goes like, I never respected people. They call me Frankie. My name is Francisco. I'm like, bro, then why didn't you say something when we were there, when you were back still with Cleveland, right? And I don't blame him for leaving and taking the money. I mean, I blame the ownership, Cleveland ownership, on that. But like, how does he go from a lovable person to, like you said, being the villain now?
Yeah, I could tell you that. So when he came over, it was a tumultuous time in the Mets front office. He was signed at a time where we thought that we're burning money. So not necessarily even having the highest owners.
Yeah.
But it was after years of pinching pennies, you overpay for a guy.
For players,
who, let's be real, and when the months are cold, don't play as well. So you
Correct.
flip on the Mets season, it's April, and Lindor striking out, and go, this guy sucks. And a lot of when Frankie, they got me saying it. When Francisco was younger, he used to be a lot more reactive. I love the thumbs down game. I thought we deserved it as fans, but a lot of people really hated when him and Baez was thumbing down the fans for booing him all the time because it was weighing on him.
Well, start playing better.
So that's a very New York thing, right? Hey, how about you shut up and start playing the game? And so what did Lindor do? He started playing the game. And so last season or the season before, it was MVP, make him captain, right? He did his work to climb this up here. Now, to answer your question, why is he the villain now against some of the more fervent Mets fandom? Is this weird undercurrent of political stuff, right? Politics are always a part of it. Because Lindor is so open, because he has a blended family, because he's brown, period, because he's Afro-Latino, and you traded off 3 of the most popular white guys on your team, and you brought in Juan Soto, and you have a manager that speaks Spanish, and his wife is working with the Mondami administration in New York, it's become this thing where it's like, oh, he's the liberal cancer, which I'm not sure what that even means, but that's the thing that's happening now.
Okay.
So his timeline was, hey, overrated, overpaid. He grinded and became captain conversation. Now the team is broken down, looks more like his image. He must be the reason why the change.
So Afro-Latino.
I don't agree though.
Bad.
I think it's a hero.
Right. So Afro-Latino, working with Mondami, bad. Wearing a red hat, good.
For some people, yeah. And so a lot of people don't understand this about New York. And I'm from Brooklyn, and that's my team. But Brooklyn, like most cities, is purple. So you go to Staten Island, you go to Long Island, Connecticut, North Jersey. I mean, these are pretty much red counties. And if you believe in red, if you believe everyone's purple, that's one more thing. So yeah, those people, there was a time when the Mets had someone for everyone, right? I was a Marte guy because he was the darkest guy on the team. He's Dominican. I'm not sure if he considers himself black. I did.
Yeah.
So I walked in, but you had guys like Nemo from Wyoming. You had guys like McNeil. You had guys like Alonso and Lindor. That was really kind of something for everyone. That balance has been busted because Stearns is looking at numbers, not culture, not casting. He's just a numbers guy. And some fans,
He's not
can't
looking
handle
at the name on the back of the jersey. He's looking at the name on the front. And I was like, listen, we got to make cuts and cuts. That's it.
This
I
is his first
respect the-
season, his first real season, because he had all the other contracts with other people.
Right.
Now he's going, okay, last season you ran out of gas. This season you went on 3 different losing streaks of 7 games or more. What? You don't keep your jobs doing that.
Right. I respect the owner for it coming in and saying, hey, listen, it didn't work. It didn't work. You know, we brought in all these, you know, high price players such as Verlander and all that, and it didn't work. We have to get him rid of. And I respect an owner that comes say, hey, we tried, it didn't work. We got to go in a different direction. So I give him respect for that one, for what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And for standing there and taking those questions and doing that in front of, you know, the media.
Yeah. Sorry, side note. I think people really take for granted how open Stearns and Cohen is for these meetings. Because when the Wilpons were owners, they hid from people, and the transparency should be worth its weight in gold. Now, if the season comes and we, go 20 and 142, then maybe the fans had it right. But until then, give him a chance.
Well, I think Stearns represents. He doesn't do anything different than a lot of GMs do now. I mean, it's about analytics. It's about numbers. I mean, it's the way that the GM role is, has evolved in baseball to this point. I mean, it's not to say there can't be exceptions to the rule, but he's doing it like a lot of GMs would do on other teams. It's they're being demanded to figure out what are the numbers telling you and what are you going to get. What's the value for the money that you're going to be paying? I mean, that's it. Like you said, there was a time where it was composition, the eye test, and how does it fit in with the team? But that's not baseball now.
Right. And that's something that a lot of fans can't deal with. Or some people say, hey, look, you're overthinking, you're being too analytical, you're being too Harvard. Mm-hmm. And I know there's some pushback now. I think when Ed, when you're on in the booth, we had that discussion. Like sometimes you want some of that in there too. But here's a franchise, and I love the Mets, man. I think of all the sports teams I follow, the Mets are the closest thing I have to an identity. But you've been an organization for 60 plus years and only won 2 rings. Like the Marlins have been around for half of your lifetime, and they have as much championships as you do, and you're paying the money the Dodgers are. You're paying more money than the Yankees, paying more money than the Phillies. You're not getting it done. And unlike the 29 other teams in this league, when the Mets fail, it becomes national comedy news. The Rockies can be awful. People still show up. The White Sox can be terrible, but the Pope likes them. But if the Mets miss the playoff, it's sound the alarm. You know what I mean? So I get it. But it's going to be weird seeing Baltimore Orioles player Pete Alonso walking the streets of New York.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I think you made a good point. And when I originally brought up this question, that Donnie asked you, there's still corresponding moves. There's still stuff that could happen. Do you think Semien is an interesting pickup to me because he obviously had a down year last year, so you're sort of buying low on him, right? I mean, but we know Semien at the top of his game, what he can do. He's one of those few players that can hit for power, but yet he's still good defensively. So, right. So do you think maybe a change of scenery is going to be good for him? Kind of a restart, because I'm a Blue Jays fan, and I remember Marcus Semien for his 1 year cameo, and I mean he had 46 home runs after coming over from Oakland at the time, but it was hard to lose him because he was fantastic, and I still think he's got some left in the tank, and I think his second half of last season would suggest that he still has a lot left. So I'm intrigued by that pickup, and I actually like it for the Mets.
Hey, I forgot you're a Blue Jays fan. My condolences. Sorry for your loss. But
well, it's
it's been a long time.
listen, it's the game. It's the game. You
It's
know,
the game. It's the
the
game.
game.
No, I'm
And-
with you. With Simeon. I mean, look, I know his offensive stuff was pretty much down. That's why Texas was keen to offload him. But
Yeah.
I think one of the issues that they talk about run prevention was the infield was so porous. McNeil was a serviceable above average second baseman, but he was basically a utility guy. He's a bench player now, even though with the batting title, playing every day. And the chemistry between him and Lindor wasn't the greatest. It's always been not the greatest, even when they are agreeing. And so that made us plug in. And maybe he doesn't have to do a lot. Remember last season when, at least for us as Mets fans, we had Tyrone Taylor in center field and we traded for Mullins. And we said, well, Mullins doesn't have to go with a 900 OPS. He just has to just be a little bit better than Tyrone. And he wasn't. But he had a very low bar to clear. I think Stearns is looking at incremental changes.
Yeah. Oh, well. Interesting take here from Zach.
Absolutely not. So, okay. So Zach says, I got my money in the Mets finishing last in NL East. Now, I understand the Mets 2006, too much drama and not enough pitching. Marlins and Nationals make big step forward. Okay. So allow me to disagree here respectfully. One thing got to understand that most of the drama machine coming from the Mets camp is from John Heyman in the New York Post. He is paid to talk about the Mets. And I say this because a lot of his stuff is hearsay. He'll go, hey, man, I'm hearing in the camp there is a big fight between McNeil. No details, though. And you have to look through that. The Mets are structurally too good to fail on that level. It would take a lot. Atlanta is still underachieving. They have bought some pieces, but they still do not have the depth they are so known for. So I would have them more likely to end in last place. The Marlins have a nice, good young core, and that sometimes it can be the wild card or X factor, but strictly on talent and runs scored, they score pretty low. And so paper, they would be a candidate for 5th place. The Mets finishing 3rd, possible. Hate to say it, yes. 2nd is where I have them. And of course, 1st would be great, but I'm not sure right now because right now we have half a team.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking more Braves being last because, like you said, they're one injury away from falling apart again.
Yeah, agreed, 100%. Which is fine by me. I hate that little thing they do. It's still so dumb.
And that's it. I have no opinion on Braves fans. Like I nothing them really. That's all I got to say.
Okay. I'm going to say this. I think I say a lot on my podcast, so I apologize if you've been following me around. I've been to all 30 ballparks. It's been a dream of mine to do that. The one time I've ever felt like uncomfortable at a baseball game was Atlanta at Arlington. That was just too America for me, man. Like I was not, I didn't feel like I was part of the thing. But yeah, there were a lot of the gestures, a lot of yeehaws and things.
Makes sense there. So we never actually. I need to go back to football scores or soccer scores for a minute because there is a game that I've been wanting to talk about that we haven't yet.
Oh,
Patrick,
why'd you have to bring it up?
Because I think this is actually a very relevant game to the season. And that is Aston Villa going into Stamford Bridge, beating Chelsea 2-1. So that propels Aston Villa to 3rd on the table. And not only does it propel them to 3rd, it gives them a 7-point gap over Liverpool. So,
and it's also 11 straight wins for them on the bounce.
This is true.
Yeah. So that was big. The positive for Chelsea is they had 11 men on the pitch.
See, like I told you, though, Chelsea's power comes when they have a red card.
True. Now, I mean, I thought Chelsea was really good in the first half. I thought they outplayed Aston Villa. They looked really good, but then I think the fact that Unai Emery made that tactical change and brought in Ollie Watkins and kind of brought in a true number 9 up top really changed the game. And Chelsea didn't know how to deal with it. And Ollie Watkins was a problem from the start. You brought in Onana to kind of, bring solidity in the midfield. And it was a game of 2 halves. And Aston Villa took their chances well. Chelsea's problem a lot of the time, and it's really been Chelsea's problem since Diego Costa left, really, is that when they have chances, they don't take them. They they allow teams, they can play really, really well and play good stuff, but they're not clinical. And they allow teams to stay in games because it doesn't matter how poorly a team plays. When it's 1-0, you're allowing that team to stay in the game. And they did that with Villa, and Villa got a chance, and Ollie Watkins a little bit fortunate because I thought Robert Sanchez actually played pretty well. He was fortunate to have it come off them again, and they got the goal. But then, whereas Aston Villa responded well to going down, Chelsea did not, and it was Villa dominated the second half with their chances, and they were well worth their 3 points at the end. So they showed that comeback spirit that they've been showing. They're probably the hottest team in the Premier League on current form. Them and Flobo's Man City are probably the two in-form clubs at the moment.
Took him long enough.
By the way, Flobo, just so you know, I'm a huge Ryan Cherokee fan. I thought that was an unbelievable signing. I thought that was an unbelievable signing.
Talking about right the ship.
Yeah. Well, so I think the two, in my opinion, the two current clubs on form are Man City and Aston Villa. And it just happens to be that Chelsea has to play Man City next. So I do not hold out a whole lot of hope for any points this weekend, but it's the Premier League and we'll see.
So I'm curious why you didn't say Arsenal on that. And I'm not trying to be an Arsenal apologist, but why do you think Arsenal's not part of that?
Oh, you mean because they've had a lot of luck recently with own goals and being gifted goals that when they don't deserve it? Yeah.
That Wolves game was still was probably one of the worst games I've seen.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but I mean, just being objective. I mean, I think Arsenal is a good side, but they're not creating a whole lot of goals recently, for a team that has as much talent up top as they do. I mean, it reminds me a lot of Chelsea in that respect, is that there's a lot of talent up top, but they're not being very clinical. And right now, Arsenal to me has had a rub of the green, and while they deserve to be in the top four where they are, I mean, on overall season form, current form, I feel like they've been really lucky to get away with the points that they have. Man City's been earning their points. I mean, they've been putting in good performances because Haaland, even when he doesn't play well, him not playing well is scoring 2 goals. Because even if he doesn't perform well, he's clinical. There's a difference between always being good, but if you don't have the results from it, no one's going to remember that. Haaland just scores goals for fun. And that's just, you can hate him for it, but he's that good.
Hey, Flobo, I have a question for you for Man City.
Yo.
Okay. Any in your opinion, any validity to the rumor mill going around that Pep might be leaving at the end of his contract?
Yeah.
Man City.
Absolutely. He got extended at a real weird time. It was like the team was on the decline. I think they had a choice to let him go, but the extension pretty much says when you get extended when the team is failing like that or flailing like that, it's kind of like, okay, personnel's on us. We're going to give you some rope. Maybe we have to do something. And so if you're Pep and you did that for a year and a half when everyone has come to expect Man City playing at a certain level, and he came on the other side of that, perfect time to walk away. Not saying he's going to retire. He may,
he may go to another club.
Yeah, slum somewhere else or take a national team job. But you've done everything that there is to do. You broke the Champions League curse, made different titles. Man City is equated with success, which is huge for that team. Yeah. Like, what does he have to do?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask you as a Man City fan, right? Because I do see, I read it. Hey, like he said he's happy where he's at, right? His contract goes to 26, 27. So I think that he'll eventually, in my opinion, and again, there's no, I don't know where I'm getting this from. I just think he could potentially go back to La Liga, grab a La Liga club.
Yeah, why not? I mean, La Liga has its own problems with finances.
Exactly.
If they find the money, I would go.
They'll find the money. They'll find the money.
I don't see where he goes after going to Barcelona. I can't see him going back to La Liga unless he just went back to Barcelona.
Yes, dude, he has a big ego that he will be like, yeah, I'm going to take this club and I'm going to get them up in popularity, just like he did with Man City. Why would he not?
But who?
Well, what club
I don't know.
Do you think he would go to, though? That's what I'm. Without the financial backing, like to.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that Pep can't build a team without financial backing. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that once he's been at Barcelona and, basically redefined football as we know it with his tiki-taka football. I mean, like he
who
did. I
likes
mean,
tiki-taka football and speak Spanish? Inter
what's that?
Miami. Inter
Yeah.
Miami, baby.
Ooh.
Oh,
I can see that. I can see that.
You know what? I never thought about that. You're right.
Yeah.
Good point. Now, so if Pep does leave, Flobo, like who would be your ideal replacement for him? Because I've heard a lot of names. Vincent Kompany is the most logical name that comes to mind for me. But does he leave Bayern? Does he want to come back? I mean, I could see that eventually at some point, and maybe not immediately, but Kompany seems like a long-term fit at some point for Man City just because of his legendary status at the club. But
I think so. I think so too. But I think that's very, very dangerous. Like, you do legacy hires if you're like, Fulham. I don't think you would do something like that. I don't have an answer for you because I got a feeling that it's going to be a global search, much like how Pep was. But I would like to have company in the folk. He was one of my favorites of all time from that time period. I became a fan. But yeah, I don't think him being the immediate choice now would be smart for the team. Just going by his track record with Burnley. That before.
Well, the second coming isn't always the best, is it? So, like
true.
Yeah. So, because I've even heard, ironically, Enzo Maresca's name, because the British press loves to throw any name they can to kind of, keep the papers coming out. But I was like, I don't know why. I'm not an anti-Maresca in any sense, but I'm like, I don't know why Man City would want him. I mean, like it's just because I think they operate at a certain level of manager now with their success.
True.
Once you've had Pep and everything, I think they shop in a different market.
Oh, absolutely. It's a global brand now.
Yeah, because that's a job that everyone's going to want if they're honest with themselves. I mean,
True.
Everyone, a lot of people would want, like just because of the opportunity that is there. And someone wants to prove that they can succeed Pep. So
do you think they go for Emery?
Well, it would be a good evening. I don't know. I love Unai Emery.
That's, to me, I'm trying to think of what
I could see Emery because of how things ended at PSG.
Yeah,
operate on and with Arsenal, like to kind of operate on that level again. Like he, because with all due respect to Villa, they're not seen in that echelon of team like PSG in terms of Champions League contender, like a PSG or an Arsenal or a Man City, is currently seen. So it's a good comparison.
I think for the sake, since Donnie is not here, we'll just say that Glasner is the number one pick for Man City. That is pretty much a definite. And then once he Googles who Glasner is, he will agree.
Yeah.
Or be shocked by it.
Well played.
I want to take a quick aside real quick. I am watching Auburn versus Queens right now in college basketball. The Queens head coach is wearing a magnificent Kwanzaa sweater. This game's on SEC Network. So when you have a chance, you guys need to look at the sweater because I was kind of taken aback when I first saw it.
Okay.
So there is still something when you talk about, we talked about AEW, but I do want to get in the WWE for a minute, especially something that did just happen a while ago. The Usos won the tag titles from AJ Styles and Dragon Lee.
AJ Lee.
Is that, see, now my brain went backwards on that because I was about to say Dragon Styles, but it's like, no, that's not right.
Dragon Styles.
I can appreciate both.
I can appreciate both too. So I'm a kind of, I don't know how I feel about this because Usos with the tag belts always kind of a, like this is part of it. They'll get their New Day match. We'll relive that again. But Flobo, you did kind of ask in the chat, is the Jey Uso experiment done?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's been done for a while.
Yes, but there was some hope there, especially with the oh man, I am losing, and sometimes that usually comes with something else or a heel turn or something along those lines. But hey, and I guess I never liked the formal declaration. We're back in the tag division. I thought that was like a false flag, but apparently not. You're the champs, so props to them.
Well, I'm still, even with the titles, I'm still not going to rule out a change. Because I feel I try to remember, didn't they do this with somebody where they won the tag titles and then literally the next week someone turned heel? Maybe I'm thinking about Y2J, AJ, possibly. I don't remember. But honestly, I don't even know if you turn Jay heel. I don't see how that would. I mean, it's definitely going to hurt merch. But I mean, I'm like ignoring the business side of it. I don't understand that. You can't do Jimmy again because we've already seen that.
Yeah. I think that's the big problem. It was Big Jim had nothing to do, but it didn't matter because Jay was like to the moon. But whether or not you believe the WWE Unreal, Jay, you need to get your win back, or him just not being the star they want and being pushed on the card, now they're back in the tag team division. Now, to be fair, WWE has never really prioritized tag team wrestling in the last 25 years. I mean, I forgot the Wyatt Six are champions on SmackDown, but to me, it's just kind of sad that this guy, quote unquote, main evented WrestleMania. It opened the show. He main evented WrestleMania this year, and now he's back in the tag division, just like saying, "I'm here, guys."
Yeah. It's like it's like they strapped the rocket to him, and it's like, no, we were just kidding.
Yeah, straight up LA Knighted him.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, now that brings up a whole other topic. I feel like they missed the boat with LA Knight. Jey
Uso was the LA Knight of 2025 because LA Knight, when he got to the main roster, first of all, if you haven't seen the COVID era like $1 Million Championship storyline with him and Cameron Grimes, go back and watch. When he it was best time when he came up, he had like the People's Champ, or he still gets a pop now, but it was this massive, and he got pushed to the side for so long, and there was a time in the last month where he lost like 3 weeks in a row. You're just like, I know someone has to lose the division, but come on, man. The guy is like 45. He can't do it forever. Pull the trigger. And they saw it with Jey Uso a year later, got that unpopular Rumble win, opened the show, made Gunther tap out, and then that's it. It's a wrap.
Yeah. It was almost like that was that was the high point, and then it just kind of devolved from there.
But they have a history of not pulling triggers on hot wrestlers. I mean, this is kind of like with Knight. I never would have thought he was championship material because of just how they are. And maybe that's probably the jaded wrestling fan in me speaking, because like I still get mad over a WrestleMania main event where Booker T didn't go over Triple H. To me, I still get vehemently mad at that, because to me,
I've got feelings about Triple H just in general, but that's just me.
But I mean, like, there's rarely times where they strike when the iron is hot. I can only think of 2 occasions on the top of my head when that happened. That was WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan winning, and then Cody winning in the rematch.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like, but even with those two, I mean, Cody had a good run after that, but I mean, look at Daniel Bryan's run after that. They had no plans for that. Your next feud was against Kane,
right?
So I mean,
yeah,
it's. I like LA Knight. Like I said, I get major DDP vibes from him because he just has that natural charisma. But ultimately, it's about where I thought he was going to be. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Well, what you're hoping is for Eli Drake to come back. That's what you're.
That's exactly what it was.
My first ever match as a ring announcer was a natural selection match. This is like 2010, and I had to practice their name because that's back when Sean Ricker, LA Knight, was tagging with Brian Cage, and I guess the Rock Dust Monster. I'm dating myself anyway. So I've had an affinity with him, and I worked with him at Mach 1 Wrestling in Anaheim. In fact, when I saw him as Max Dupree at SummerSlam 22, I was like, I want your autograph or your photo because, so I'm a huge fan. Not the name drop, huge fan. I almost feel like I'm invested in it. But you're right. There are certain times when there is something cool about having that groundswell of support. And there's something that WWE is almost afraid of their own success. Like, if you give it to him, then what happens? And so you have that too. Because I remember when, for example, Jinder Mahal got the championship, it was the opposite fact. And no one wanted that. They were like, no, we have a whole program set up, man. 6 months of storyline, baby. Okay. Now, fair producer, I think he grew into it. I think it was great. But how we beat Randy was like, what?
Wasn't that the second Punjabi prison match?
Not for the title.
Not for the title.
Is that not for the title? Okay.
Jinder grew into it, and I appreciated what he did. But how he beat Randy, it was like, are you kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
No,
for me, I think at that point I was just waiting for something new.
Okay.
So I was kind of like, F it, give him the belt, see what happens.
That happens, yeah. And I think there's so many characters now that you talk about the pipeline, right? Evolve, NXT, these NIL talents, to their credit, like Javon Evans, are getting promoted, but you still have like this like log jam of these wrestlers now who are in their late 30s, mid 40s, late 40s at peak physical condition. You don't want to sit Finn Balor. You don't want to sit Sheamus when he's healthy. So now it's like, who gets time? But you have somebody who's getting the pops just by coming out and doing their catchphrases, and you reward them by getting beat by Austin Theory every week. And it's like, to what end? Like, what are we doing this for?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, you should know at the end of every show, Virgil comes on and he goes
every single time.
What?
Oh man, talk about heel turns, baby.
Yeah.
But sorry, I'm just watching.
See what I mean? See what he does?
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah.
Look at
on
him.
the note, though, I want to say if there's one
Falcons
person,
have screwed me again. I mean, the Rams have screwed me over again. After the block field goal touchdown, I was feeling happy, and now they've just completely just
stop believing in the Rams. That's your problem. If there's one person that should get a bonus this year for saving the company, it's Ethan Page. He's held that entire brand with duct tape and Canadian vibes. He needs.
He's one of those underappreciated talents. Yeah. He is like, he naturally just has that look of a heel, doesn't he? I mean, he plays it so perfectly. And the thing is, he's a super nice guy. Like when he's not in the ring, I mean, he's like, they talk about all the good things that he does, like behind the scenes and, with people, but when he's performing, I mean, he is just, he knows how to get under people's skin, and maybe he just has one of those faces. I always feel like that's how the Miz is. Like the Miz, no matter how nice he can be off brand or anything, he's a natural heel.
Yeah.
And obviously the Miz's story helps him too because of the real world and all that other stuff. But he's parlayed that into a great career, and he's become respected.
And that's
Ethan Page, and Ethan Page is the same way. I mean, people forget how much time Ethan Page invested before he ever got screen time in AEW, and before he became to WWE, he had a long line of a large body of work that he put in before that.
Right.
So it's nice to see him get some shine.
Absolutely. And the fact that you're on a brand that gave you the championship, you could have been buried after that. And you found a way to not make it only work, but then work with Chelsea Green. Like, there used to be a staying in WWE. If you knew how to sell, you always had a job. Heath Slater, Bianca Belair, Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks. If you knew how to sell, you had a job. But now it has to be more than that. And going back to the AEW thing, to put a pin on that, the best characters are the ones you can describe to people who haven't watched the show. Yeah. So Adam Page isn't my favorite character, but at least you can say, imagine if a dude that had a ranch also had anxiety. Cool. But this is why I get the problem with things like Swerve Strickland. Like, okay, like Swerve's character is that his swerve, but he's like chill. But when he drives, and so I think Ethan Page figured that out, because when he was just a Canadian guy in TNA, it was okay. fine. But now being the greatest North American and hanging with Chelsea Green, like these are sleazy things you can go out to your friends about. Yo, this is one dude who smiles and pointing at himself.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious.
But also, like Ethan Page, like remember one of his programs after he was champion was, he helped put over Javon Evans. I mean, he's one of those people that really helped, launch Javon Evans to where he is right now. That was one of the first programs where he was putting over Javon to kind of where Javon is now as one of the. I mean, it's big that Javon was one of those faces on John Cena's last show, right? I mean, that's a real vote of confidence. Yes, you're trying to promote those NIL signings that you made, but it takes a professional like Ethan Page to give him that platform. And it's something that, like you said, there's people that are good workers and put people over. The Miz is the same way. Like, why do you think they always put the Miz with celebrities? Why do you think he was in the Bad Bunny match? Why do you think he was in, because he can make these people look good.
Out of Parma, Ohio.
He doesn't claim that anymore.
He's a suffering Cleveland Browns fan too, Ed. You should probably relate to that.
He's been
started with all of this?
For all 42 quarterbacks. He knows.
Do you know how he got started with all of this fame and all that?
The real world.
The real world road rules, yeah.
Yeah, season 10.
And then Tough Enough.
Yeah, Tough Enough, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what do you finish? Second on Tough Enough to Daniel Pewter, and he's the one that parlayed that into the career that he's had.
Oh gosh, was he the Pewter year? I thought he was the first year.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maven was the first year. I'm sorry. Maven Pewter was year 2. I'm sorry. Yeah. Maven
was year 3. 2 was when they had the 2 women. They had Jackie Gator and Simone.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, Linda Miles.
Yeah. Shaniqua.
Miles. Yeah, that's right.
I forgot about that name.
Maven. Because Maven was year 1. That's right.
Yeah. Maven and Jackie Gator.
Oh gosh. Yeah. And now Maven's got that YouTube channel.
Hey guys, Maven here.
Hey guys, let me tell you about what it was like in the WWE. now David Otunga's doing it too, isn't he?
Oh,
poor guy though. He has that weird green screen thing. It's like they take your money. As a lawyer, I'm going to tell you why. Like, Dave, relax. It's not that serious.
Well, then he had that Cena video that came out too, right? I mean, he had that.
Right.
Yeah.
He's just bitter. I mean, I like him. I like his theme song, and I think that he got screwed over by Jennifer Hudson. But man, he looks so bitter on that channel. It's like you're the anti-Maven.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shoot, I gotta give Maven credit. Maven's gotten subscribers. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah.
I actually end up watching Stevie Richards' channel more.
Right. Yeah. Heat.
Mostly for his what went wrong, because like he breaks down like almost down to the pixel about what went wrong with certain moves or all that. That's very interesting to me because it just breaks down to the brass tacks really of it.
Stevie's
now, Flobo, do you know Chris Van Vliet at all?
Chris Van Vliet. I kind of work with him through my day job, but I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you're gonna love this. My day job, I work with a podcast advertising agency. So if you listen to a wrestling podcast and they are promoting Blue Chew, my job is to make sure they got the ad space sold on that. So Blue Chew or Magic Spoon or
Yeah.
Magic Spoon. I love me some Magic Spoon.
If you can afford it, it's like $10 a box.
Man, it's expensive as shit.
It's like, damn, bro, you got money.
Give me the regular, just like Walmart Rice Krispies. I'm ready to go.
So Flobo, Ed's got a private pool, so he can afford Magic Spoon, and Donnie is someone that we always talk about all the money he has. So, yeah. Well, Donnie would tell you it's a lie, but I've seen his compound. So, so Donnie can eat Magic Spoon.
I think Donnie's got a Magic Spoon dispenser at his mansion.
Hey, man, doesn't he own a stake in Magic Spoon at this point?
Don't hate on Magic Spoon though. Magic Spoon is good though.
It's good if you can.
It's just expensive.
Well, no, I said, listen, I see you there with your private pool, Ed Rivera.
Okay, I'm not saying anything because there is a pool in my neighborhood.
Yeah, there is.
I'm telling you guys, you need to see the sweater he's wearing.
You what?
The comment about Grant Leonard wearing the Kwanzaa sweater. His sweater game's been.
Well, the thing is, Grant Leonard's been wearing like ugly sweaters throughout the season.
I know, but I mean, he's wearing a cool Kwanzaa one. I just want to point that out.
I gotta look this up.
Listen, I appreciate it. Do you remember his gangsta sweater that he wore?
Yeah.
Good for him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. Kayla just said it. The gangster rapper. Yeah.
We've gone from wrestling to banana ball to soccer. Today's show has been something else.
Yeah. Well, thanks for
I
inviting
loved
me.
it. Are you kidding me, dude? This was a lot of
Yeah,
fun,
yeah.
bro.
Flobo, thanks for coming on, man.
Hey,
Absolutely.
man, look,
Thank you
man.
for
If the
coming
dad
on.
hat says it, I gotta come through. I'm so glad we were able to work it out because last week I was like, oh man, that sounds like a lot of fun, but my agent and time zones and all that. So
I get it.
Well,
I get it. I get it.
Well, and we appreciate you being gracious on your contractual demands and everything. That
oh
was
yeah,
really
absolutely.
cool of you to
Yeah.
It-
I expect my crypto delivered today.
and listen, I only did this because one, you're my boy.
Hey,
And I know you're the, I don't know anybody else besides these two knuckleheads that talk more wrestling than anything else. So
they're
I
cool
wanted to
people.
make
Well,
sure.
but listen, the two knowledgeable ones are Flobo and Virgil. I have a surface knowledge. That's
Dude, that's how I feel about most of the things when you talk about your show. I'm like, oh yeah, soccer.
Thank Kayla. Yeah, appreciate you watching tonight. This was
Thanks,
a lot
Kayla.
of fun. Listen, I may not know a lot of wrestling like you guys do, but it was entertaining. You guys, I'll give you this. You guys know your shit. So that was pretty cool. And I still watch your stuff on TikTok, dude. Don't worry, bro. I see you. I see
Yeah.
what you're doing.
Hey,
massive fan, Flobo. Massive
well,
fan.
appreciate
That's
you.
fun, yes.
Love that.
Yeah. See.
All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to be signing off for this evening. So join us with our regular cast tomorrow for DHC Sport. Ed, are we doing a Thursday show?
That's the first. So technically that would be the first of the year. I don't know. We'll talk about it. I know tomorrow we for sure will doing it. I don't know about the first. We'll see.
Okay. So either we'll have some picks or we'll have a boatload of picks to do tomorrow. We'll find out later. So thank you for joining us, and we will catch you guys later.